Hello, everyone. Let me center myself here in the screen. Welcome to a episode of Cold Suns, a sci-fi convergence. I am your GM, Chase, and I will be guiding you through this galaxy of wonder and terror tonight. We have a special episode brought to you by our friends over at Green Ronin for sponsoring a giveaway tonight. Stay tuned for a few more details about that. I'm going to reveal our lovely players. Bam. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
Everyone, hello.
Man, look how good we all look.
Mm-hmm.
I see at least 3 pieces of Dice Priori merch at this table.
Yeah.
I will be the 4th piece of Dice Priori merch.
I am sandwiched by DP merch.
DP.
You get the DP
DP merch. Off to a great start.
Solid. On brand.
Couldn't resist. Saw the
Excellent.
opportunity.
Me neither. So, welcome, folks. This is I wouldn't say an impromptu game, but, it came together pretty quickly, and we're all excited to revisit the world of Cold Suns. Like I said, my name is Chase, and I will be the Game Master tonight. I think let's go around the table really quick if we have any announcements, and then we will roll the intro and introduce the scene. So let's start with Matthew, if we can.
Sure. Hi, folks. I am Matthew Foreman. I am at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I use he/him pronouns. I'll be playing Drake tonight, who is a mystic warrior who wields a blade of light, legally distinct from any other known IPs.
That's right.
Are we doing promos at the top?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I will say is catch me tomorrow running D&D on this channel, 9:30 p.m. Central for Big Boy season. We pick back up after a 2-week little break, and that's it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited. Alexis?
Hello, it's me, Alexis, at Vox Venato on the Twitters. I want to say that we have new merch in the store. Thankfully, I'm a grand hag. Look at, model it for us, Matthew. Yes, look at that. Look at that. No, there's nothing on the back, but
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's actually back.
It's got our
comes in
logo.
many colors.
It's got our logo on the lower back. DP.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so that is out now. More iterations are coming soon, but right now we have it in many versions of the tank. And so that's up. Also, tomorrow you can catch me on Alexis Attempts Art at 4 p.m. Central. I'll be finishing up some geeky homebrew D&D items. It's, it's what I'm doing with my life now. Because Dragon Heisters is coming back next month, so. Yes. Alright. Tonight I will be playing Cassie O'Neill. She is a Tok'ra, so that means she has a blended symbiote, but otherwise she's human. And she is a bit of a, I guess the group healer by default. But she is, she's basically a military, she has a history of being a military leader.
Cool. Thanks.
Commander, that sort of thing.
Roberto?
Nice. Rob at Pyromancer804. Tonight I am playing TAC, they, them, which is Solegolo, which is like the hunters from Halo, except a little bit smaller, but still I carry a big shield and a big hammer.
You are a colony of worms.
I am a colony of worms. It is delightful. Promo-wise, there's podcast for Ghost in the Machine, which was our Wednesday show, which was last Wednesday, but we'll be back next Wednesday, where we'll be doing an absolutely epic fight on top of a dragon.
Yeah,
So tune in for that.
We're using space
Fight a
rules.
dragon with another dragon.
Yeah.
Your dragon with the dragon.
That's right.
There
That's
might be
right.
a kraken involved too. We don't know.
No, let's.
No.
I don't want it.
Liz, you want to get us?
So I go by Liz. You can find me at No One You Know Backwards pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, etc. I am always here to remind you that we are partners with Animal Helper. So make sure you go look at their link below animal helper. And if you can't donate to them, that's okay, but share their stuff on Facebook so that other people can donate to them. They're always doing stuff. Tonight, I am playing a potato humanoid named Droogle. Droogle is a computer whiz hackmaster and goes by they, them.
Nice. Sean?
I'm Sean, he, him. Tonight I'm playing the kitty Ava, she, her. For some reason, these crazy people keep inviting me back here. I think it's because it's to keep me from causing mischief in the chats.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't. No, I'm
We
still
still
chatting.
use
It's actually
internet. Yeah, you actually shitpost more when you're here.
Yeah,
We
true.
keep giving you internet access, so it doesn't help.
So,
It's our mistake.
happy to be here. Dakiri is a former pirate, not by choice. Now pirate rogue.
Glad you could join us.
Rogue pirate.
And again, I'm Chase, and I will be your GM tonight. Let's do a little intro video, and then we will...
What's this about a giveaway that I heard
Oh,
teased
yeah,
earlier
I should
and
probably-
then never explained?
Go, okay. So if somebody looks in the chat window, some instructions just popped up. Thank you, Pyromancer. So we're actually doing a giveaway tonight. Our friends over at Green Ronin provided a copy of their new Enemies and Allies supplement, which has a bunch of enemies and allies, as the name would imply, for their modern age system. We're also giving away a copy, a digital copy of their GM's kit for the Expanse. So I'm using that today, and it has a bunch of sweet reference materials and whatnot. It actually gives you quite a bit for the value. And the value is even better because it's going to be free. So go ahead and type in !salvage, and we will do the drawing at the end of the session. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Anything else?
There is an intro video.
There is.
That's right.
I was thinking about Dice Envy, but we'll talk about them later. Yeah.
Cool.
Be back.
Rolling things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intro. And we are back. So, let's get this party started. If I can get over to my right tab.
Ooh, thank you for the
Thank you,
bits.
Elrose.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elrose, for the
Thank you
bits.
so much.
Actually, you know what? I want a different music.
Different music.
I'm unsatisfied with this music.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm disappointed. There we go.
Boy.
There is the music.
I'll turn it up a little bit so that we can all hear it. If the music is too loud, folks, just let me know. I have the power.
Freelancers. It's been about 3 weeks since the events on Harivore, where you uncovered and stopped a rogue sorcerer who was manufacturing and distributing a drug called Catalyst that could grant its users access to special abilities fueled by the source. You've spent the last several days in the outer colonies of the Unified Authority, recharging your proverbial batteries and spending some of the credits that you earned on your last excursion. You've just disembarked the Los Vangelis refueling station, and you are potentially settling in for a long trek back to Reltag Nor in the Beta Quadrant. Cat Bap, your Ungoi pilot, says that it's going to take over 30 standard days to get back to that to that converted mining station that you've called home. Let's go around the table and describe what your players would be doing at this moment and give a physical description as well. We're going to start going in reverse order with Sean.
Oh no, I was looking at my description.
All right, we're going to start in reverse order and go to Liz.
Fine. So Droogle would probably be researching things and building computer stuff. And are we still on Catbap ship?
You are. The Nuria.
Yep. Probably terrifying Catbap by taking the wires of his ship apart and putting them back together so it does better things, including having radar and what have you. So that's what I'd be doing. Droogle is a Dracelite. If you're not familiar with Dracelites, because I wasn't until I played this character, they are amorphous, potato-shaped kind of humanoids that can grow and lose limbs as they'd like. And they're generally peaceful, historians, social. This one's weird.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Social. There's they are social.
Yeah.
I don't know about peaceful.
Well, when you don't try to electrocute
The
a
potato.
potato.
Yeah, that's true.
Then that's when they become a baked potato, and you don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
potato
We
doesn't
get
like
hot.
to be fried.
Excellent.
But yes, that's what Droogle is. That's what Droogle would be doing. And, yeah. I'm glad you identify with Droogle.
The kitty.
Okay, so the Kitty Aba has shoulder length, straight black hair, so dark that it reflects blue in the light. She's a Zubaran, so intermixed in her hair are a dozen dark tan horns symmetrically placed in a fashion that is coveted by her people. Her face would be described as classically attractive were it not for a thin scar on the right side of her face. And upon closer inspection, one of those scars crosses the eye, and her pupil reflects a red light, exposing it as a prosthetic, which was recently upgraded
It was.
with
I
the
know.
help of Droogle.
And if you didn't want it to have a red light anymore, we would have taken that away.
Yeah. She's incorporated dark black tattoos that look like long tapering flames that run from jaw to hairline that help to hide the worst of the scar tissue. And talking a little bit more about her backstory, those two tattoos represent the contrails of the ship that she used to escape from the pirates.
And what would Dakiri be doing as you guys potentially embark on a 30-day long transit back to the Beta Quadrant?
Well, you described Catbap as the pilot. I would say he's the mascot because Dak would be the pilot. But when not flying the ship, would be entertaining with Cassie.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
Catbap, I do believe, is the captain, not the pilot.
Catbap, yeah. Catbap
Mascot.
is the captain of the ship. The Ungoi captain of the ship.
It
Proud-
technically owns the ship,
noble.
however.
Yeah.
Technically.
Wow.
Just
Technically. For now.
There's an air of threatening violence.
It's an inherent.
all of us have an air of threatening violence. Come on, let's
No,
be real.
we don't. Okay, I'm lying. Alright, so Tak is Sologolo, so he is a colony of these orange worms. Most likely he wouldn't have, or they wouldn't have their armor on during flight or whatever, because you're relaxing for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have they would have a regular spacesuit on with the orange and black highlights on it. During that time, they'd probably be just watching holovids or anything, learning more about the humans or interspecies relations. That's kind of what my people send me to learn.
You have spent the last 3 weeks getting plenty of opportunity for that.
Oh yes, we are learning much.
Speaking of interspecies relations, Cassie sure is getting her experience in there.
Oh, God.
There's no doors on this ship.
That's real awkward.
Doesn't stop Cassie.
Doing it in the brig.
Not the brig. Definitely not the brig.
Brig 1 or Brig 2?
Yeah.
Neither. It's two. We don't, those are actually airlocks, as we all know.
So, Cassie, what would...
Cassie is a human-looking and appears to be about 30. In reality, she is about 70. She has dirty blonde hair that is usually kind of like braided back, military style out of her face. But when she's not like on the job, it's usually just tousled around. It's a little longer than shoulder length. And she is often wearing her faded black military fatigues and carries a plethora of items with her. And she also has with her a gold hand device, which she has used to both shield herself and heal herself and others.
Last but not least, Drake.
That's me. Drake is a human of... he has, if I remember correctly, he has kind of dirty blonde hair. He is more on the slender side, but he's in pretty good shape. He has a pretty considerable physicality. He has a worn expression on his face, but he's pretty young. Probably late 20s, early 30s. And he doesn't have much on him. He has no possessions of any kind. He has some death sticks. He has a very basic hand thingy. He's got a survival grab bag, whatever that means. And he has a blade made of light, a plasma saber. And he would probably be... he is currently practicing something. He is grabbing his lightsaber without it being turned on. He's throwing it. And he's trying to get it to come back to him, but it just kind of keeps falling and... Hopefully it doesn't ignite.
It did at least once.
He'll just cut through the hull of the ship.
Well, and
Not
like
great.
Drugel would have a fire extinguisher messing with wires somewhere near wherever this is.
Just like...
Perfect. So, Drugel and Drake, you're in the cargo bay of the Nuria. Cat Bap is kind of napping in the corner. You can hear he's curled up and his large chitinous arms are covering his face. He trusts that Dikiri has got the driving of the ship. He kind of fell asleep watching Drake trying to learn to do his thing, and he just kind of is snoring in the corner. When all of a sudden, Drugel, attached to your, well, if you had a hip, your hand terminal starts to allow out an incessant tone. Ding, 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 ding. One of the net crawlers that you had set up in the local subspace net relay has just gotten a hit. It is an odd signal that doesn't appear to be on any of the standard emergency bands. But it is an automated distress signal nonetheless.
Okay. I would pull out... I'd probably keep it on my arm rather than a hip because I don't wear clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Potato. Yeah. Yeah. I believe the Dracelite breathe through their skin pores.
Sure.
So, yeah, not having lungs at all. Clothes would be stifling.
Clothes are stifling.
Mark
it as a picture.
So
We can violate Twitch
As long
terms
as
of
I have
service.
tape over these lips.
There you go. That's right. There it is.
We all do.
oh boy.
We do have the time.
But I would if I would pull it up on my terminal. Yeah.
So you pull it up, and it appears to be an automated distress signal. As I'd mentioned before, it's odd. The signal doesn't appear on any of the standard bands that a ship would use to alert or call for help. But instead, it popped up on some low-level carrier wave that's normally used by like slip space relay stations to synchronize between themselves. You know that pirates and smugglers usually use these synchronization bands to communicate surreptitiously.
What's it saying?
It's the ship is the registry of the Pashaw, and it's just an automatic relay. It says SOS, gives the ship's name, the Pashaw, and a set of galactic coordinates. It
Can I pull up where those coordinates are?
You can. You guys are surprisingly pretty close to it. You're only about 2 light years away.
Okay. So when I pull up those coordinates, what planets are there? Are there any ships scheduled to be out there? And anything suspicious?
With a very quick, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You check a quick information test, and you know that you're pretty much on the outskirts of UA territory. This is in a spot that's pretty much in between systems. You can tell that there's some debris fields and whatnot in the area. It's not really within in the realm of any like chartered freight traffic or anything. It's just kind of out in no man's land.
And then before I bring this to the attention of everyone else that may have already heard it, when I pull up that ship's name, what comes up?
Bashaw, you look. That's weird. Doesn't show up on any public registries.
What about non-public registries? Like, not necessarily either criminal registries or like underground activity.
This might be our first roll of the night. Roll me an intelligence computer use, because you can use that in place of intelligence. Information gathering.
And we always roll 3 dice, right?
Correct. And make sure that one of them is distinct.
3D20.
Right. Yeah, 3D20.
3D20s.
Let me
Good luck
just pull these
stunting on
D12s.
those.
Yeah. Alrighty. So if I remember right, I roll.
Oh, there we go.
I did stunt.
Of course.
There you go.
Ah!
How many stunt points?
So 4, unless this is considered hacking, and then I get to add 2. No.
Cassie, come in here, Drew.
I lied.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, but for
I'm busy.
my knowledge, I always get an extra piece of information if I have a success. So that is 8 plus 5 is 12. Right? 13? No? Yeah, 13. So 13 plus my 5.
18?
So yeah, 18.
Nice. That is you do a really quick check, and on some of the what would you call it, like dark web kind of things, you've seen that registry pop up as basically being an okay ship. Allow it to come into some of the dark ports. Extra piece of information. You last saw reference to it in another ship called the Sylvan. But that one was that's basically, it's just a snippet of data from the data file that got
Throwaway ship.
Okay. And since I have 4 stunt points, I will go ahead and use down the rabbit hole. If this test led to a reveal, the GM also provides a brand new lead about a new subject that will lead towards greater rewards. And I'm okay if you
Yes.
want to hold on to that until everyone else knows what's going on. Or you could
Let's
just...
hold on to that for a second. But I have the perfect thing.
Perfect. Then down the rabbit hole it is.
What's that noise, Drugel?
There we go.
So, I'd say, guys, there's a ship in distress. It's not a legal ship.
Where's that
Is that,
Drugel
is that the
voice?
voice?
No.
Thank you.
Who are you? What have you done?
Who is that? I have no memory of this voice.
Neither do I.
Damn it.
You don't have to.
I did this to myself.
You don't have to talk to
You
the
do
people.
though.
There's a ship. It's not legal.
There it is.
There it is.
The content. Everyone
There's
wants.
something about Sylvan. And probably Salvage.
Silwyn, what kind of punk ass name is that?
It's okay. Let's see if I can do this in this voice.
You don't have to. Please just no.
Fray those vocal cords.
This one's called the Pusher.
I'm sorry, the push off?
The push 'em.
The push 'em?
Yeah, the push 'em.
Pusher.
Yeah, that's I heard push her this time.
So, Silwyn and Bashaw, got it. Well, what do we care? Pirate ship, send him a signal. Let's just avoid it.
Wow. And avoid the SOS.
Avoid the...
Avoid the
Avoid the
plot.
plot.
Avoid the plot.
Look at that hook.
Oh, did that go by?
So anyway, do we get to our destination?
Let's roleplay the 30 days in
30 days.
slip space.
Let's go
Tell us to
let's go
make
drink
it-
in a bar.
Yeah.
Tell us to make it interesting, Chase.
That's right. Tell us to do it.
So if he really does this in character, I'll just start shoving information at him and sending it to his thing, so it has to go through ads.
The shirt on your wrist is just going off.
What's the ad that plays?
It goes, oh, since you've been on some recent excursions, it says, when you pull up your thing, it says, Drake, we've seen that you've been enjoying some of the delights of TechCon Group's local establishments.
Oh God.
You have earned -3,000 credits. Please contact your local TechCon group about your outstanding ballots.
They got me confused with someone else.
I told you I could fix that.
No, it's fine. One day it'll.
And then, as you guys are talking, the net crawlers lose the signal. It terminates.
And it doesn't move to another band.
It's just gone. But luckily, you were able to capture the information from it.
3,000. Sorry, the voice changed. -3,000.
It was really good. The voice change was amazing.
Too fucking real.
It was really good. It was really good.
I mean, we can't. All right, distress signal. Is that what you said?
We should at least go figure out what it is.
Yeah. And besides, if they're all dead, we can pick their bodies clean.
And then we could have a second ship if it's still there.
Yeah.
It is a good salvage area, right? You said there's a lot of ruins out there?
It was like a debris field. You were asking what's like nearby. It's like literally just asteroids and
Oh,
trash.
that kind of debris. I was thinking like shipboard debris that we could steal stuff from.
Assuming the core's not exposed and leaking radiation all over, the...
You know what? That's one of the things I've added into the radar system is radiation radar, because we really don't want reavers.
How do you know? It's invisible.
Cat Bap wakes up. He said, "Did somebody say radiation? I promise I'm going to put the door on." What's happening?
Wow, cat bad.
He like gets
There's
up
a
and
small sensor
starts to
in the
run
back
back
just
towards the
breathing.
engine compartment.
Point my lightsaber at him.
What did you do?
Close the curtain.
Like, legally distinct saber.
Plasma sword.
Plasma sword. Juggle let the radiation in.
Cat Pap let the engine die.
So, you guys want to go towards this thing?
I just work here.
It seems like the responsible thing to do.
You can hear shouting from the back. Are you guys talking about going somewhere?
Cat Bap! There's a
So,
distress signal.
Oh, we should answer it.
Perfect.
Are there any like laws about responding to them?
And he comes like kind of like walling back in. He's like, "Oh, the ship's engine's fine. I checked. We're good."
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess we're like it's a good Samaritan law. You should.
Can I just make a sensor at the back of the ship start beeping frantically?
You can. Like
I
just
will.
surreptitiously
Yep.
on the beep. Oh no! He runs into the back of the ship.
And then I send to carry the coordinates.
He's gonna be back there for the next hour trying to figure out how to fix the engine.
Because I keep changing where the beeping's coming from.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's one of those beeps that's like really hard to like,
No.
you know, when you're like standing in the room like waiting for it to go off again.
Oh no, poor cat bat.
Gaslighting.
Thank
poor
you.
cat.
Exactly.
Casual
Casually
gaslighting.
gaslighting cat bat on the ship that he owns.
Sean beat me to it.
On the ship that he fucking owns. Nothing wrong with that.
With a
Oh,
wish.
oh
Hi,
boy.
Mr. Puddins.
Sorry,
Especially when
Kevin.
he breathes a gas that you can light too. So.
Yeah, but you sure can.
So after like an hour, I'll go back to the section and apologize for turning on the sensor.
It's fine. I can't stay mad at you.
Oh, cat bat.
Remind me, Dakira, your backstory reveal was who was around for that?
I think it was only
Just
me.
Cassie.
It was just the two of you sequestered. Okay, I couldn't remember if I was meditating and like opening an eye.
You wouldn't remember anyway, so.
Yeah, I would. I have retrograde
I'm
amnesia.
kidding. It's a joke.
Not anterograde.
Have you forgotten how to joke?
Well, Deck had just given you another bottle, so you're probably halfway through that.
There you go.
Just forcing it. No drink. Forget. All right.
Forget.
Now we all know this is a trap, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously.
Do you really think so?
It's a signal that came onto a channel that only like me and 4 other people are looking for.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Cassie just
Sorry if I didn't mention that the first time around.
I wasn't listening.
looks at
You never
Dakiri. And she mouths, is this? And she just kind of.
Do I recognize the registry in this shit?
Or the naming conventions or anything?
Because I would have shared any articles and stuff that I found on it.
It's pretty sparse.
Silwyn not ringing any bells. We're
I
just
just
gonna
shrugged.
leap right over that.
Yeah, apparently we are.
Yep.
Apparently that's what we're doing.
Looked like there was supposed to be some kind of, rendezvous or something between
How
them
far
still.
away from the point was the rendezvous supposed to be?
Pretty close.
Okay. So
Right there.
there will be other people looking for the ship. If they haven't already found it.
Engage the cloaking device, Cat Bat.
We don't have one
Why?
because they're expensive.
How much could they cost?
At least 10 credits.
Yeah,
That's more
at
than I
least,
got.
10, at least 10 credits.
It's more than I got.
What could they possibly
So
cost?
should we put on spacesuits? Are we gonna like go in?
That would probably be safe just in case they decide to blast us.
I put
We're
on my
gonna go
spacesuit.
gear
Do I
up.
have one?
Yeah.
So you'll remember from the last time on the ship, the Nuria comes with like kind of a hodgepodge of them. Like they're clearly assembled from other pieces, so they don't really match like parts. You put one on and like you can smell what the last person like had for lunch when they wore it. You know,
We all
onions.
had our own spacesuits though from our original. Like we all had our own.
Yeah, these.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
you
Okay.
grabbed them.
They're not great.
You have one that's basically like kind of like a vacuum sealed, but not because
It's
the-
a garbage bag with zip ties on it.
Wow.
Space.
How did we not remember this on the shopping trip?
You guys were spinning.
I don't have
around
any money,
stuff.
so it didn't cross my mind to buy any.
I don't need a
Although,
spacesuit.
although
I've
somehow
been
I
able-
actually did end up spending money that I didn't have.
Would I have been able to buy a space that fit?
They all fit.
That
Fine.
work?
They're just ugly.
I would say they're a little expensive. I mean, we could go into the
Okay,
rolling floor and all
alright,
that,
never
but
mind.
Can I
it's
have
more
a
entertaining
spacesuit
for you guys
that
to be wearing the shitty
has
ones.
6 arms?
There is.
Why
There is
would
one with
people
6
not have
arms
that
that was
one?
just hanging there like dangling. You
I
know?
put that one on.
Okay, cool. You know, it's for people who like wear like augmented like extra arms for like holding stuff
That's
when they're
mine
repairing
now.
the ships.
I'm clearly the member who needs it.
So arms are just hanging
Clearly.
limp at the sides.
I'm just kidding. I'll put on the one that's most appropriate for me.
I would say that with the Class 7 slip space drive, you actually are able to get to that location within, I think it's about 30 minutes. Let's just change
Is it still beeping? I was gonna say.
Even though you've noticed it's beeping, it's going to continue. This is how this works.
I'm going to change the music to something a little bit more enjoyable.
Spacey.
Deck would have turned off any transponders as we're approaching.
Super glad I didn't. make a character that interfaces with technology because I have no idea what any of these words mean.
So, you arrive
Internet. I don't know what this is.
in a
What?
I would call it it's a pretty barren stretch of space. I mean, space is filled with basically nothing. It's more rare when you actually run into something. You're assuming the reason that they chose near, like, just based off of your experience, the asteroid field is because it provides a hiding spot for ships and helps mask illicit activities from long-range sensors. As you enter the system or exit the slip space, you can see the rip in reality, the blue shimmering light, and you can see the field of stars beyond it as you exit this layer that basically has nothing in it into actual reality. And you guys can start a long-range scan to try to pick up the missing ship.
I will scan to my scanner's abilities.
Yeah, roll me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Roll me an intelligence.
I was going to talk to Druggle while they do their job. I saw this movie once where like a ship was trying to get away, so they like hugged onto an asteroid and then waited for the other ship to pass it, and then the ship came off the asteroid and was like, "Ha, I gotcha." You think that's going to happen?
What movie was that?
I don't remember.
I think it's entirely possible. I would do it.
You should scan for ships that hug asteroids.
We certainly should.
Okay.
I saw a movie where a ship flew into an asteroid, like a little cavern, and it turned out that there was like some big ass space worm in it. It's trying to eat the ship.
Space worms aren't real.
Well, how would you know?
I saw that. I think that one was a documentary.
Yeah, sure was.
It better not be real. I swear to God.
15.
I have a
15.
space worm in my head, so.
So
I am literally a bunch of space
Well,
worms.
more like
space worms
snake.
don't exist.
Giant
They are literally a colony
giant
of space
asteroid-sized space worms don't exist.
Oh my
They might be
God.
related. They might be related.
worms. You might, yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
With a 15,
Yeah.
after a few minutes of searching, you're able to pick up an object in space. It's not emitting any kind of transponder signal or whatnot, nor distress signal. The thing that tips you off is the metallic composition is different than the debris around it. And it looks like it would be about the size of a small freighter. It's just a few minutes away via subspace or sublight speed.
No power signature, no nothing coming off of it, no life.
No. The reactor seems to be off. The cone is not active.
Got it. Do we have life scanners in this universe?
The ship has some rudimentary ones. If you get closer, you can certainly scan. So you're picking up on long range sensors right now.
What do you guys think?
Can you sense anything?
I don't think I can do that.
Oh, well, never mind.
That was in Star Wars.
You can actually you can do the.
I look out into the view deck. I'm like, sure, I'm tired of these cold suns.
The most you can do, you can usually kind of like tap the source and get like a general feeling of like things are going to go poorly or not, or like the
Yes, I can do that.
Does he get a bad feeling?
I can do that. That is a thing I can
I
do.
got a bad feeling about this.
I will let you know my feelings in a second.
Spoiler alert, they won't be good.
Nausea.
I did not stun.
How dare you not stunt
15.
in my presence.
15. That makes it. You do get this kind of like churning in your stomach that you get before shit hits the fan.
At least you didn't churn the waters. Just your stomach.
I will say, doesn't feel good out there. I think it really might be a trap.
Raise the shields.
Fire.
Engage the cloak. How do we fight in this spaceship? What do we do? What can this
The
ship
freighter.
The Nuria does have some light shields that are basically good for like deflecting small arms fire and meteorites. But that's
do?
about it.
Christ.
To make it more evocative, do I get the sense that this is how can I say this? Is this been a recent site of disturbance, violence, tragedy,
Yes.
loss? Okay, thank you. I will say, I think some things happened here very recently that were not good.
Should we board?
Yeah.
Alright. Do we want to leave some behind or do we want to all go?
On board. I'm no good on this ship.
We can take lead.
Okay. I'll go in case there are any injured.
The last time you boarded a ship by yourself, it went really well.
It sure did.
Cap says, and I can stay back here and, I'm not a shooting mutant. He pulls out, like, the gold-plated pistol, kind of guy, but I can at least warn you if somebody shows up as he's, like, waving the pistol around.
Cap, we gotta teach you about trigger safety.
Oh, okay. And he
Yeah.
puts it back in his thing.
Yeah.
I can at least
Is
warn
that
you.
safety on?
What's a safety?
Oh my god,
There's some negligent discharge into the ship.
So I'm gonna
We
lean
feel
into
safer on the
Cassian
evil ship than
whisper,
here.
But it's Drugel whisper.
Yes.
I soldered it down.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
So now he just has a gun that won't actually function. He's left with something that he will rely on and
Yikes!
Wow!
I used the gun that I named after you. No. I'll stay on the ship.
Wow!
So you I would say.
I'm just kidding
Are you
about
drawing
soldering it
closer?
down.
Is it safe to
I
say
should
anything?
fucking.
Actually, I'm going to take a high-speed pass before...
Okay. I would like you. So as you get in here, this area is actually unusually dense in terms of debris. I would like for you to please roll me a dexterity piloting test as you navigate through the debris field.
Uh-oh. 6, 10, 12.
12. You avoid any of the small city-sized rocks. There are a couple times when the golden shields of the Nuria kind of as like small debris bounces off of it. Nothing really to be super worried about. As you kind of bank around using basically the momentum as you round one of these large rocks, you do see glittering in the distance is what appears to be kind of a long cylindrical shape, which is pretty typical of the human style ships that are made for like work, if that makes sense. Not really aerodynamic. It's like a long rectangular tube. And you can see that the ship seems to be on this kind of, it's glittering as the light hits it, as it's on this pretty erratic spinning trajectory, but seemingly under no power of its own as you start to fly by it. As you make your high-speed pass, you can see there are no lights on and the engine is not active. And with that, you're kind of past the ship now with the trajectory that you were going.
Okay. So cut the forward thrust, spin it around, head back.
With no problem, you can see, and as you kind of match pace with it, it's moving through space, but you come to a relative stop, and you can see this thing is just kind of like erratically spinning, with a pretty high degree of speed.
Can I take a second to assess if this were a trap, tactically, what we should be watching for?
Sure. Roll me an intelligence tactics test, please.
Stunt and it's high. So yeah, it's real good.
Did you get a +1 from yourself?
It's a 19
Holy shit.
with 5 stunt points.
5, you say? Are you gonna spend those 5 stunt points?
5, you saying?
What are they? What should I spend them on?
This would probably be. I don't know what this would be.
Is this
Investigation.
exploration or
This might, yeah, exploration I think would be appropriate.
Exploration. So I'll calm the waters.
That's
Infiltration.
Damn. Handed me the
He's learned.
infiltration. Oh, exploration right there. Sorry.
And as she looks this up, for those of you watching, and thank you all for being here. Really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
It's fun to see some familiar faces in chat. This is a really cool part of the age system. So they roll 3d6 instead of a d20, and when they have doubles, they can unlock really cool cinematic scenes that really change up the combat and the activity.
I guess I will use. Oh gosh. Should we use when a plan comes together? This is my plan all along. To be in this trap.
Well, I think.
I mean, it's kind of true, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I think we still
knew
have
it
our
was
down
a
the
trap.
rabbit hole.
That's
So,
right. That's
down
true.
the rabbit hole plus we met this all along.
So I'm looking at the upper hand and when a plan comes together.
I've got it actually. I've got the perfect thing.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Good.
So
Remember that +3.
while you guys were on the planet Bliss, Cassie,
Yeah.
you'd actually gotten a communique from one of your old contacts in the Unified Authority, informing you that some UA equipment had been recently stolen. They suspected it was going to be in this sector, so when you guys were like trying to figure out which outer colony to go to next, you strategically recommended this area because you heard that there might be, this was the last known location of the stolen cargo.
Shit.
Though, thinking about it, if you were somebody trying to set a trap, there are things that are a little bit at odds with each other. It's kind of odd to send out a broadcast on a subspace carrier wave that no one is monitoring. Like, who are you going to pick up from that?
Right.
But you could see like a very common tactic is to leave something wounded and then to attack those who come to test it. So that could be what this is, but their strategy seems to be a little weird if that's what they're doing.
So it's not likely to be a trap.
It's probably a secret, like a secret rendezvous.
Exactly.
Gone wrong, or
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, why did it go wrong?
Yep.
We leave.
Do I know
Don't
what
forget to use
the
attraction.
equipment was?
They were pretty light on those details.
Okay.
That information was down the rabbit hole.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Nice.
Good.
But now somebody gets a bonus equal to the stunt dice spent on their next test. Is what the when a plan comes together stunt does. So how many stunt points do you spend to add to somebody's next test?
So 2, because I also went with the upper hand, which is 3. So if the success leads to combat within the encounter, we get a plus. I get a plus 3 on my initiative.
Write
test.
that down.
Nice spot.
Yeah.
So as you come up, you can see now the ship is spinning there, and you like a very quick search now that you can see the ship. This wasn't as part of the registry. You can see it's an old Colonial Administration Authority human ship. It's an Oregon class light freighter. These were really commonly used like 60 years ago during Project Phoenix, where humanity basically tried to like, hey, we're going to get a bunch of people and colonize the outer planets. There were small ships that were mass produced. Sometimes small companies or co-ops would buy them and would just use them to haul people from the inner colonies out to the outer colonies, or more likely to ferry materials in between.
Oh my God. People out, materials in.
Yikes.
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 So I will suggest that before we leave Catbap, I would change the atmosphere in here to methane. So if there's humans on the other ship and they come onto this one and just assume that it's human-based, leave your mask on, but change it to methane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give you an opportunity to, and give us an opportunity to come back to you.
That's why I like you, Juggle. You're the smartest Dracelite that I know.
I'm the only Dracelite you know.
You don't know that.
They are one of the smartest beings in the galaxy. Let's just accept it.
Yeah, I'm not the smartest Dracelite by far. I'm just here. And then, how do we stop the ship from spinning? Can we dock with it? Should we spin with it? Should we?
Don't you have to? I think
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
have to
this.
match
Yeah.
rotation
And then you
and
dock and during a
attitude.
spin.
Or,
They're pretty tricky.
I mean, is it spinning too fast for like one person to be out there with like a fire extinguisher acting as a thruster to slow it down?
So you do know there's a couple ways you could do it, just from your general experience. You could try to match the rotation and dock with the ship. You know that would be a little tricky, but Shikiri is one of the best pilots that you know. A little bit simpler. The space chutes do, because they're used for exo-atmospheric movement, have little thruster packs on them. So you could try to maneuver yourself. Like Shikiri would still have to kind of match the spin of the ship, but it would be easier.
So we match the spin and then we...
Yes.
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Start spinning more and just...
How much rope do we have, guys?
I'm sure we have plenty.
I'm not really a fan of being tied.
So, just to be clear, the
Well, we'll
rings won't
figure out
work
how to
because
catch you
the
when
ship
you end up
is
in
not
space.
powered.
I'd so chance I'm willing to take.
Roll me an intelligence pilot test.
Intelligence pilot?
You just add intelligence and add +2, because this is like within your realm of knowledge.
13.
You know, these old Oregon class freighters, they didn't even come with ring gates. Those were something that was kind of added later. This is a pretty mass-produced ship. The rings could basically spit you out into space, but there would be like no destination.
I vote for the thrusters thing. The whole syncing up and latching sounds insane. Just thrust straight, match us on spin, but then we'll just thrust on in.
Sounds great.
And then Cat starts to rub his like large clawed hands together. You want me to do it?
No.
Do what?
Oh,
God, no.
wow.
I'm actually a very accomplished pilot.
That's what you tell me.
Alright, fine, I'll let her do it.
I was already doing it.
Let's not. Can we please stop having this conflict?
crosses his tiny legs.
Oh, that was a stunt.
Nice.
Yeah, +1.
Yeah.
Well, that would make it 7.
There you go. Churning them waters.
Spend all the
Turn the waters. Turn the waters.
17 plus 6, 23.
Nice. So you're like, you look at the trajectory of the ship. You don't even like use the computer to try to match the trajectory and speed. You just do it in your head, and you like basically get it to the point where your ships are dancing around each other in space.
My girl.
And you can see that like the hatch on the outside of their ship is basically aligned with your guys' ship as you like spin around.
Okay, so I'm doing this while I'm looking at Catbap and kind of like sitting on the side, just watching him as he's talking about saying he's gonna pilot it. I'm like, done.
Show off.
So I will go to the brig one and
Brig 1.
Excellent.
and whoever is joining me to go to the other ship.
We will. We can jump first.
I think it's all of us.
Okay.
Alrighty. So as you guys start to basically don your patchwork spacesuits, checking the seals and whatnot, Drake, as you put yours on, like at first, like the little light won't turn from red to green, and then it like turns green.
God. I really hope
Yikes.
we don't get tears in these space suits because our ship's full of methane.
Yeah.
I'll wait till you leave the ship.
This helmet reeks of whiskey, Drake.
Yeah, that was the cat. Cassie wore that last.
I smell better.
Still drink whiskey.
Yeah. Well.
That's so funny. Alrighty. I would say you guys are. You all basically pack into. It's the large cargo bay area actually that you guys normally practice in.
Yeah, great.
I'm trying to light a cigarette.
Yeah, you see him. You see them close. You see Catbap close like the airlock door leading to this cargo bay, and you see a little thumbs up from the porthole. As the air begins to pump from the room, the sounds being transmitted to your vac suits begin to fade away until all you can hear is the sound of your own breath rattling around in your helmet or spacesuit.
Oh boy.
Except for you. No, for you.
Well,
the general guy. The thrum of the Nero's engines are rumbling up through your legs. The light next to the cargo bay door illuminates a sickly yellow. This being a Kigyar vessel, you know that means the decompression is complete. And with that, I'm going to change the music a little bit just for funsies.
Wait, what do you mean? Because it's Kigyar, they don't need atmosphere? But...
No, they have slightly different. They have a different color
Scheme.
scheme and value than you.
I see.
Decompression means
the air has been pumped out of the room, so when you open the door, you don't get like sucked into space.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can control our movement across the vacuum of space.
Yeah, let me check one thing.
Fun.
Is there any music?
Do we have to
going
roll
on?
to? No, we don't. We don't have to roll to yeet ourselves from ship to ship.
Oh, you do.
Oh no!
All right. So
Yikes.
as you
Sure wish I had telekinesis.
as you approach the edge of the cargo bay, you can see the spinning kaleidoscope of stars that threatens to give you vertigo. As the ship is matched with the orbital rotation of that other ship, but that means that space is spinning around you. I want each of you to make me a dexterity free fall test with a +1 because you are wearing chutes with thrusters on them.
Well, technically, I can use telekinesis on
Technically, I
people
don't
if
have
one
thrusters.
person.
And remember that somebody gets like a plus, or did you use the +4? Because somebody gets the +2 that you
Oh,
got.
that's right.
So somebody gets a +2.
+2.
What test are we?
Dexterity free fall.
Does my armor penalty for dexterity apply to this? Because there's no gravity.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just mine.
Okay.
Just mine.
Okay, you get that +2.
I also
then.
don't have thrusters because I'm not in a suit because I don't
They
need one.
They slap a couple of them
Okay.
on you before you go. Like some of the ones that you would put on the piece of equipment to help it move around.
Cool.
It's a good thing I gave you that +2.
Mm-hmm.
At least you're stunted.
Okay.
True.
You get an extra 1 to your stunt.
Okay.
I'm afraid of all my dice. These rolled really well last time. I'm afraid of using them again. Okay.
Okay, let's go around the table. Drupal, what'd you get?
11 total.
11,
14.
14.
12.
Oh,
17, and I stunted.
nice.
9 and I stunted.
9 and you stunted. Good. So, you guys
That's
are
what
each
you're
like
supposed to.
like these little glittering motes extending like a necklace through this endless void of space. You can see the Pshaw in front of you, kind of growing closer and closer and closer. And as you get closer, you realize, while it's a relatively small ship by human standards, the thing is still 70 meters tall, or 70 meters long, like a 7-story building, over twice the length of the Nuria that you just left. That seems to be dwindling into the small point in the distance. Tack, you get a little bit of disorientation as you kind of familiarize yourself with the controls on these little thrusters, but 9 was just enough.
Oh.
Wow.
Like the
boy.
number on the dot.
As I start to raise my hand for a certain force power, as I see attacks start to drift, but they make it.
Yeah, they orient themselves, but they're coming in upside down as the rest of you are.
Well,
like,
it's hard to tell when you
drifted away.
can't see.
Exactly. Eyes.
Well,
You
I
can
have
see-
senses.
Yeah, you
right?
can sense. You can like
Literally
photons
lots
and
you
stuff.
can do.
Okay.
Yeah, you just can sense tremors to the ground. It is disorienting not to
Because
see
I'm not
like you normally
touching
see.
the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we land, I'm like, I hate the void.
So each of you, like, and all you can hear is the like of yourselves, like as the anxiety kind of rolls through you inside the helmet, and you hit the outside of the ship, and like there's this clang that goes through you, but still your voices are the only you can hear. You can hear Cat Bap and the thing. You guys look like you made it. Is everything okay?
Oh God! Oh no! Yeah, we're fine, Cat Bap.
All right, over now. Oh, and I'm going by Gold Leader from now. All right, Gold Leader out.
God damn it.
Cat Bap is not a thing we're doing. I'm Gold Leader.
If you're what?
If anyone is Gold Leader, it's me.
I'm looking for the door.
We thought we were.
Don't the Dakirian. Never mind.
Orange Leader out.
Someone has to look for the door because Dakiri's not going to.
Yeah, bringing it all around. I mean, Cassie is right here. Obviously, wouldn't be looking for it.
I'm just surprised it took an hour.
Never be vulnerable with your friends. This is the lesson.
This is true. This is true.
You will be
So,
punished.
I would say the external hatch is actually very obvious. It's not hard to find. And you guys landed, all of you kind of landed around it. The person with the highest check, which I think was you, kind of like land on the door very gracefully.
Actually, I think Cassie.
Sorry, I'm
Cassie
still
has.
laughing at that one.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Cassie found the door.
Oh.
You guys are on the exterior of the ship. At the cargo bay door.
Do we need to hack this door open? Push this door open?
So you
There's
hit,
no power to the ship?
you hit the button that normally opens it, and it's dead. Nothing happens.
So assuming that I carry enough batteries on me to open a door at minimum, I will
Time
figure
to
out
hack.
how to open the door.
You
Time
think
to
that
hack
this is-
space.
Do you think this is actually going to be like you have to brute force this thing open?
This one's a
Jack!
brute force.
I let Drugel try to figure it out at first, and then we'll come up and find like the manual release hatch or something to grip onto.
You're plugging in, and you're like trying to like push power to it. You're like, these old systems, they don't accept external auxiliary power. What is this? No safety standards? As Tack walks up and make me a strength might test.
Not a stunt.
During the waters. I love when we play.
16.
Yep.
16. So you come up and you see Drugel kind of there, and this shadow kind of goes over you and reaches forward with your forearms.
Yeah.
And just pries them into the gap of the airlock and forces them open. You can hear like through your feet and transmit it up into your armor if you're wearing it. This kind of like screeching of metal as he forces the airlock open.
That door sounded like Cat Bat.
Yeah.
Sure did.
What was that purple leader? I didn't hear you. Call leader, orange leader out. As you
Turn my
can,
comms
as you
off.
gaze into, here comes up. It's as you gaze through the open airlock door, it's clear to you that the interior of the ship beyond you can see like a porthole is in vacuum. The interior is dark, save for some luminescent strips of emergency lighting.
Jesus. Why?
Alright.
So,
I pull out the hammer, shield up,
do we go
and
and
start.
restore energy, or?
I'd be more comfortable if this thing had energy and ammo, yeah.
Just point the direction of the engine. I'll take lead.
It's much easier to force the external airlock shut if you're going to try to restore.
Well, yeah.
It's working
Obviously.
with you at that point, so it shuts. The hydraulics.
I'll Jack, you go first. I'll take second.
So engine room instead of bridge?
Would you guys like to see
Yes.
where you're at right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I
Make sure to hide the promo slide.
I will. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
provided I pulled up, once we saw the ship, some sort of schematic of what these things generally look like so we can push ourselves in the right direction of the engines.
Perfect. Yeah, these things are readily available. Alright, you're seeing black, so let's go down here. Alrighty. We'll get you guys more zoomed in.
The only die I've rolled tonight that wasn't a 5 was a 6.
Nice.
That was pretty hot.
I'm about to get
Just wait
royally
till combat
fucked by my dice.
happens.
It's about to get really
Well, the
bad.
next test you got a +3, so well if it's
Yeah.
initiative.
Right.
I'm gonna change.
Man,
One,
this is like not my vibe. This is what year is it?
2633.
This is not my 2633 vibe. I don't like exploring derelict ships with suspicious trauma in the void of space.
Yeah.
I just want to go on the record and say that to all of you here. And I hate it here.
I hate it here too.
Why are you traveling with us?
Well, I thought there'd be more planetary stuff. I like when we're on systems.
It's fair. Most of what we've done has been on systems, right?
Yeah. So why'd you question me just there?
Yeah.
We got beef, Drugel? Are we feuding?
No, but we can.
Oh no.
Glints of what appear to be floating pieces of glass reflects in the lights that emanate from the helmets on your vac suits. Who's going first?
I am.
No, I'm second.
As you enter, excuse me, Tack, you sense a shape in the darkness off to your left.
Size, shape.
Humanoid.
There's something in front to the left.
You guys can.
Just a reminder, we have what's the range on our comms? Plenty?
Oh, plenty in space.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
Mega.
So, and we would have scanned for life before we came to the ship, because I asked for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You know what? Let's say in the hoopla, you guys kind of forgot because we all kind of forgot.
Can't bet if their life on that ship.
I thought you turned
Right.
I thought you turned off. You know, there was somebody amongst
was
you
a
who
joke.
actually has the ability to sense life.
Yes. What?
There's somebody around you who has the ability to sense life.
I'm
It's kind of what I asked
I'm getting there.
Cat Bab's like, what's that? You're breaking
Brent,
up.
I got this paper thumb marked. I'm getting there.
It's what I asked about before we left
Let's
the
just
ship,
note that
though.
Chase is reminding someone else how to play their character.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the ability to freaking
Wow, it
sense
goes
across
away with
distant
every-
distances. I
We
can
usually
sense life
sit
in
right
immediate
here
surroundings.
every
Okay, oh, that's
Yeah, my
good.
powers have changed since we switched things.
I forgot
Okay,
about that
so what I'm
ability.
going to do is I'm going to do Sense Surroundings. 2 power points, TN9, major action. You ignore the effects of darkness, cover, concealment when making perception, seeing, hearing test.
Yep.
So I'd like to make a perception, seeing or hearing test.
Make me.
This is going to be, I want it to be seeing, I think.
Seeing is perfect.
Awesome.
Okay. And you guys also, like, you have lights on your helmets. Right now they're set pretty dim, I'm assuming. You can light them up, like light up this whole room if you...
I stunted!
Yeah.
4 points total because of cast.
Yeah.
This is still exploration.
Yeah, I would say general exploration.
Alright, I'm gonna do come together, or nope, 1 point come together and 3 points for upper hand. So the total was, if
There
it
you go.
succeeded, 14.
Mhm.
14.
So as you close your eyes and reach out to attenuate with the source, it takes you a moment of searching, but deeper within the ship, you pick up this this flicker of life. Whenever you see the source, it's basically like a well of blackness, and living creatures show up as these like glowing gold motes of light. And you can sense that there is something living towards the engine area, towards the south ship based off the schematics that Drew pulled
The
up.
one that he just pointed to, yeah?
No, directly in front of you, there is no life.
Come on.
That I will step a little more forward like that. They're not alive. So, that's just a corpse.
And as the lights of your helmets extend over the room, you can see directly in front of you, its magnetic boots stuck to the deck plating is what appears to be, based off of their tawny skin, it appears to be a Jaffa, so humanoid, near human. They're wearing a vac suit, but the faceplate of their suit is broken, and they just kind of stand there, like floating, their limbs out to their side.
Super
Do I
not
sense a
great.
symbiote? Okay.
They were probably on Plutonian.
Okay.
False alarm.
Was there any life?
Yeah, I'll gesture over.
Do I sense anything significant in terms of Nakoda in the area?
The only amount that you sense, I'm going to make you roll for it, would be like from the engine of the ship.
Which is pretty standard.
Correct.
Okay.
But that confirms the schematics that Drugel pulled up, that it would be to your right on
Okay.
the map.
So life was which direction?
To the right as well.
Oh,
and
okay.
ahead of you.
So I will kind of gesture towards that direction. Like, I sense something over there. There's something that's alive. Was it like humanoid shaped?
Mm-hmm.
You know, roughly humanoid shaped.
Alright. I start moving in that direction.
I do
I
too.
can't move my
Feel the
character.
vibrations through. Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
I don't have rights.
control.
what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was controlled by everyone. Let me go
I
into
can
it
control Drake, I can control Gassy, and Drugel,
again. Let me try it
and
again.
Dakiri. I can't control myself.
Try that now.
Now I can.
Okay, great. Sorry, I messed it up apparently. As you start to move forward, I'm gonna reveal areas of the ship because you guys are all kind of moving forward. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. All together.
So as you guys pull, kind of walk with your magnetic boots or your worm colonies sticking you to the deck plating of the ship, so you're not needing to float about. You kind of are pushing back like there's a hand terminal that's like floating down this main shaft of the ship. Based off the schematics, you can see there is a main corridor that runs the entire length of the ship. Reveal areas, please. Thank you. And it runs from the. Whoop, let me fix one thing. Thank you.
The promo slide is still up.
Oh, you even reminded me.
That's
Yep.
all right. Shift happens.
I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna say.
It's the eye.
Yeah, I'm looking for promo slideshow. Hi. There
Don't
we go.
forget to enter our giveaway. Type
Yeah.
exclamation point salvage in chat.
Yeah, I see the Elros and Judge Dredd, and I think Mr. Puddin's entered last night. So keep those entries coming.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So, I believe the ship should be relatively centered for everyone at home, but I'm going to do this. So basically, you know that the ship is a long tube. To the north, where you need or to your left is where the command bridge would be, and you can see a set of sealed airlocks on either side of like a short like bulkhead. And to the south is where the engine room would be. There is a ladder that's kind of inset into what would be the wall of the ship, specifically for this kind of instance if there is no gravity, if you need to walk along, pull yourself along the ship. You can see, again, there is an airlock that is closed, I would say probably 20 or 30 meters to the south. And Drake, since that power lasts for a little bit, that life source you can see. Let me show on the map if I ping right. Apparently pinging doesn't work. Ping again. There's a hallway right here that seems to lead to where that life force is coming from.
So the engine's to the right and then south?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, there's a hallway that ends at a closed bulkhead.
So what are...
It's common.
that's a table and chairs. Okay.
That would be like the galley for the ship's crew. You know, that they would enjoy their meals and lunches here.
Is there any food sitting out, old?
There is a coffee mug that's magnetically stuck to the table, and you can see if you look at it, there is black liquid that is frozen.
Got it.
Yikes! The cold vacuum of space.
Alright. Just keep slowly moving forward then.
Okay. I'm putting you there
Yeah.
to show you where that hallway is.
Yep. I will move to that hallway then.
Perfect.
And look down it.
You look down it, and you are greeted with what is a narrow and empty corridor with a couple of closed doors. Well, there's an open door to your right.
So I think we're just so that you know we're all following.
Okay. Trailing behind a little
Yeah.
bit. So as you continue down the hallway, if you look to your right, you can see there is what appears to be it's a human male figure. They are not wearing a vac suit, but you can see that there are several dark spots on their chest in their what would you call that? Their jumpsuit or their overalls, and you can tell that they seem to be wounds of some sort.
Are they just like floating there, not moving?
They're
Okay.
they're clearly dead. They're not wearing
Okay.
a vac suit. They've been exposed to the vacuum of space for who knows how long.
Alright.
The interior is still dark, right?
Yes. There's some luminescent strips that provide ambient light, so it's not like dark lighting, if that makes sense.
So
Maybe
Deck
that's
has
stuff.
turned off her external light. Is using her infrared eye,
Perfect.
and is not quite following. I'm heading down.
I was about to say, I think maybe you and I are bringing up the rear.
As you move a little further, you come to a closed crew quarters door.
Like at the end of the hallway or just off to the side again?
Just off to the side again.
I'm going to leave any door that's closed if it's not bringing me closer to the engine room.
Drake,
Just
as you
need a
walk,
snack.
as you approach by, Drake, as you approach the point of light is emanating from this closed room, this closed door.
Okay. The closed door.
Yep.
Like
So
that one
Tack
right
just walks by. Here, let me scroll. Oh, the map didn't scroll down. Tack walks by here, and there's a closed door right here.
I would like to stand on the other side of that door and send a ping of psychic energy that says help.
Can they respond?
I think so, yeah. In fact, yes, they can.
You can reply to this message.
You have this feeling in your head of alarm and confusion.
I'll say over comms. I gave them a little ping. They're pretty scared and confused.
Do I sense any, do I sense there's, heat behind the door?
With
There-
your hand terminal? Or with your terminal? Are you moving up there to
Sure, whatever.
scan? If you come up and you sense there is compared to the almost absolute zero vacuum of space, there is the tiniest amount of ambient heat coming from that door.
Just wondering if there was enough heat for there to be, life support in that room.
I would say no.
Okay.
I'll knock. Tap, tap, tap. Hello.
After a minute, or after just a pause, you can hear.
Oh, I don't know Morse code.
Cassie does. What's it say?
SOS.
Oh, I didn't actually listen to you tapping out. Sorry. I would have known that.
I don't know SOS.
SOS. I know the app is.
How do you...
Is it? I don't know it either. I know SOS by app.
That's why I said. That's
It's
not...
dot 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 dit 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 dot dot dot.
Yep, you
Yep.
hear that.
And I'm like, I reply back, dum dum dum. No.
Wearing the panda suit.
Correct. That's my
the
space
helmet.
suit.
From the volcano!
No!
To the brig!
Oh,
I bet Cassie, you just reply to him or whatever.
So that room is a vacuum as well, right? So they must be in a suit. Okay. Do we want to open the door?
Or they're a humanoid that doesn't require ammo.
Do we
Let
take
him
our
know we're here
chances?
to help.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one compared to the rest of us, so...
It's only one.
And if they're powerful enough to take us all on, then well.
Yeah,
We
that's
should have
that.
been here anyway. Whoops, then
You're close to
whoops.
the door.
You
So
chose
after
wrong.
You guys are
Yeah.
talking. It goes on a little bit too long for Tack, and he just reaches over and pulls open the door.
There we go.
Inside you can see there is a woman who is
That's right.
and he spirals down in the zero G.
Oh, we've got space liches. Okay.
You can see a woman who's wearing what is, you can tell, is an emergency. That's basically an emergency vac suit. It's a little more than a non-permeable plastic thing with a suit over her, a mask over her mouth. And you can see that it's plugged into a bottle on the bed, and she's holding a pistol and points it at you as you tower in the door.
Hold up a hand, saying, "We're here to help."
The local proximity of your helmet picks up, and she says, "Who the fuck are you?"
We're nobody.
We heard your distress call. We heard you.
Wow.
Down the
Wow.
hall.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, all scary shit.
That's
Yeah.
not better.
We heard your distress call.
Are one of you with the still one? I mean, are you with the still one?
Stillwin?
The still one. Yeah.
No, but we know they're supposed to rendezvous here. Near here. With you.
Who sent you?
Distress
We
call.
picked up your distress call.
I didn't send a distress call.
Your ship did.
What happened?
No idea. We were hoping you'd tell us.
What do I
Get in here.
gather that she is what kind of a read do I get on her?
Roll me a perception empathy test, please.
I won't go into the room because I want to continue down the hallway to the engine room.
I won't go into there
But
because
I'll
there's
wait.
not enough room.
Yeah, I'll wait for them though because I don't want to abandon anybody with this random person.
Okay. And Dakita, are you still way down there?
Holy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your guys are walking towards the airlock, or they're not. Well, Drugel said she's not. She's kind of hanging
Oh, is that
back.
the airlock? I thought the airlock was to the left.
No, I'm wherever the engine room is. That's where I want to go.
I
But
was-
I
I was-
followed them to the room.
So you
I was looking to explore the rest of the ship.
19.
19. She seems terrified. You can tell by the bags under her eyes that she is exhausted and confused. She probably thought that you guys were there to kill her, based off of the shaking of her hands and whatnot.
Okay.
She says, "They've quick, get in here, come in." She gestures to this small, cramped crew quarters with several bunk beds stacked inside.
I just kind of waddle in
Yeah.
my spacesuit.
Your
Head
pants
in
Oh.
as
spacesuit.
well.
Stand outside the door. I
She
go
says,
into there.
"Come here, get in. They'll see you."
It's too small.
No, it's not.
Alright.
So it's a very cramped fit, and you guys are down. You come to a closed, sealed bulkhead that's clearly labeled engineering.
Okay. So we would have said, guys, we're gonna go to the engine room. See you in a minute. She doesn't seem super threatening. I trust you.
She closes. She's like, "I've heard them scuttling around the ship. I don't know what they are. But I was sleeping in here. I heard shouts. I heard gunshots and screams. And then there was an alert that the atmosphere had been breached. I got my emergency suit on and I've been stuck in here ever since. I went to explore the ship, but I saw one of them crawling.
What does it look like?
I didn't get a good look. It was dark. It had.
What did it sound
Size,
like?
shape, movement,
What did it
sound.
sound
I
like?
couldn't hear anything.
Oh god, it's space worms.
I just look at Drake.
Oh, I mean, it could be anything.
While I'm doing this, Drugel and Dikiri, please roll me perception tests.
Oh no.
This is replicators.
Just
I'm realizing now that this is what this adventure is. I didn't realize this is what this was.
Did you
Yeah.
steal our mothership?
over the
No.
So I stunted.
Good. But you have to succeed in order for it to work.
just
Anything
real,
with the infrared or no?
Actually, give yourself +2.
All right.
the moment that Cassie gets a sense of the plethora of things that could be going on, she's gonna just say, Dak, really, there's something on this ship that's not gonna come up from Drake's senses.
Metal space worms.
Got it. Keep an eye out. Speaking of which, I got a 16.
So I would make sure that my pistol is out after I hear that.
Of course, yeah. You
Yeah,
guys,
that's-
I'm assuming you guys are readying yourselves. It's that would be a very.
Oh yeah,
safe
and
assumption.
what is this? This is investigation, infiltration, exploration.
Well, what was your total? Because you need
Um,
to succeed for the stunt to do anything.
Yeah, I was 11 for me.
Okay. That unfortunately does not stunt. And you rolled a what?
16.
Okay.
I did stunt.
Out of the corner of your eye, you did stunt.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say this is exploration then.
Gain the upper hand.
Petert?
What is going
Something
on?
tells me
Paper,
that.
yeah, that's-
Something tells me that 16 just.
I messed up
got
something.
there.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let
same.
me fix this.
Oh god! No, we're in the.
Oh,
The
no!
ship just explodes.
What is going on with this thing?
Well, look, we're in the cold
Control Z.
energy.
I don't know if that works on here, but I can. There we go. For some reason, like all the objects, like all of their, what would you call it?
Properties?
They just disappeared. But okay. So you had a 16, and what stunt are you using with your 16?
I was thinking Petert.
Peter.
Happen across conveniently abandoned stash or discover something valuable.
Okay. As you're down here looking, and you look down, and you can see what it appears to be a pretty expensive medical kit.
Hey.
Okay. Grab that.
And then out of the corner of your eye, so the medical kit is this small, white, kind of hard case that's dome-shaped. Next to that small, white,
No.
dome-shaped hard case is a small, black, dome-like case. And, you start to reach down for the medical thing, and you can see 6 legs pop
Yep.
out from...
Can I,
So-
real quick? Can I toss Drupal the +2 from earlier to see if it would help them catch the spider?
It unfortunately would not have.
Okay, but I toss it to them anyway because I
So
have no idea.
Okay,
one on
13.
Petert, I'm 3 on the upper
No,
hand.
No,
Nope,
I
nope.
don't want it to
So,
be what I think it is.
So that'll
It
affect the
is.
initiative.
I don't.
Perfect.
Is it these little things from Stardew?
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Is it?
I don't want replicators.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
replicated. It's not.
It is.
I don't
It's
think
so
it is.
replicated.
All right, I need everyone to roll me
Legally
dexterity
distinct
initiative.
Some of us
Yeah.
has +3.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not
Somebody
me.
said
I have
totally.
plus terrible.
Holy yes! I stunted on initiative where you can't stunt.
Exactly.
So initiative, you add your dexterity or perception?
Dexterity.
Dex.
It's dexterity initiative.
Okay.
And then I'm going to...
Wow. Okay, I did okay.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm thankful for that +3.
I'm thankful for
Same.
that minus thing.
That's
Don't
funny.
have a -3.
I do. I literally have a
Oh,
minus
no!
3. This is my armor penalty.
Where'd my music? Where did you go?
It
This
went
is
away.
exciting.
I'm glad
I really like playing Age.
I'm
Same.
glad I declared I had my pistol out.
We should just stream Ghost of the Machine and Cold Suns back to back every Wednesday.
We should.
Just stay late till 4 a.m.
I'm for it. Whatever. You're going to do this. It doesn't matter. Like you don't have a say.
I just have arrived at 11.
Yeah, so it's now permanent.
Sylvan is now permanent.
Permanent.
That's right.
Fixture on Ghost in the Machine too.
That's right.
He'll write you in.
Sylvan is added
That's
to
true.
the prism.
That's
That's
true.
right.
All right.
If we can
You
get
can
you
be
past the
you can be the
Kraken.
aquamarine color in the prism.
I thought that was me.
You're blue.
Well, I thought.
You're cerulean.
Well, okay, jeez.
Just so you know,
you
I
can
did
get in
spend-
between blue and green.
You spent 3?
Fourth aqua. Well, I'm green color, but I don't know what the fuck colors are.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like cerulean
I'm
is
guessing.
kind of a little more on the green side
No.
to
Alright.
the blue. It's definitely blue, but it's got some green in there.
20,
Yes.
25 to 20.
So anyway, he's seafoam green.
You can be seafoam green. Yes, there you go.
All right. 20 to 15.
18.
What did I have? Shit, I forgot how to math. 16.
15 to 10.
You had a 19, right? Because you're
10,
+3.
I think.
You're +3 from stunting.
6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't get a plus
Oh,
10.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, 10.
14.
Cassie, you had a
Am I
thing
right?
earlier that gave you a
Hang on.
+3 to initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought I added that in. Hang on, maybe I didn't. Because that's, 16.
Okay, you good.
Yeah, I did math right.
Perfect.
2.
Jeez, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I didn't know how to add.
I stunted on initiative.
I'm a woman.
I'm a
Women, 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 whites.
Wow.
Yikes.
There are 2 of them.
There are.
Yep.
Just because I'm a woman.
You know I meant to say woman. Listen.
Alrighty. I would say.
We
I
still
would
want to do
say.
this back to back every Wednesday.
Definitely not.
Listen, I had a headache all day. Leave me
I would
alone.
say there's going to be an initial round where the things are happening with the drones and the people in the room, because that's where they're at, and then the party would, like, the sounds of combat would activate.
Cool.
If that makes sense to you. First, Dekiri. So you're reaching down to pick up this med pack, and this black matte disc next to it springs forth these metallic legs, and you can see this pulsing red eye comes alive on top of it.
Okay. Thankfully, I have quick reflexes, so I can ready my weapon with a free action.
What weapon are you using?
The Akori.
Perfect.
Is it close enough to strike? Or
Yeah, you were you were on top of it when you saw it.
That's right.
You barely rolled enough to
Are
see
we
it with your
using
16.
the map?
My girl.
Oh yeah, it's right. Where did?
Using the map.
Oh,
Nope,
he's
we're
covered
not.
up by its name, so he is right here.
She.
And
She.
Sorry, she is right here, and this is the
Combat drone.
the combat drone.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, good. Not. Maybe,
16.
Maybe it's not replicators.
16. You just hit it.
For now.
Oh.
Oh
So you
no!
go to strike this
Yeah.
thing, and it starts to dart
I've
to
played
the
through
side.
this one shot. It's not great.
Oh no!
8 points.
We're gonna die here.
Yep.
You're gonna die here. And does that include the? Oh, that does include the extra damage. Does your Akori have any kind of damage defeating stuff on it?
Armor penetration.
Armor penetration.
I don't
Armor penetration.
believe so. Effective, fine, fast.
Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, and fast gives you a bonus to initiative when you're using those too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're already at the top, so.
You're right at the top. Can't get any higher. So
What is the bonus, just so I remember it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's in the thing.
I'll look it up.
I think it's a +2. Give yourself a +2. So you strike down, and your Akori hits it on the top of its metallic shell. You can see it kind of melt in a little bit, the plasma ring on it, and it leaves like a glowing red circle. But this thing seems to be hardened, and you didn't do nearly as much damage as you thought you would when you struck it.
Great.
I mean, you did damage to it. You marred its surface, but it's not like cutting through a man's neck like you've done before.
No. Boy.
So I still have my move, and I'm gonna back up from it.
Got it. So you back up, and can you control your own character?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right. From inside the cargo hold, I'm going to say this isn't necessarily a surprise round, but it's going to kind of pass as you guys hear the combat going on. It is the drone's turn. So the one in front of you, you can see like a little hatch opens in its back, and you can see these two barrels pointing towards you, Yakiri. And you can't hear anything, but you see them flash and feel impacts all around you as it opens fire upon you.
Oh no. Takiri.
It's stunted.
Think dodgy thoughts.
Did a 14 hit you?
No!
Yes!
So basically, the thing starts to open up, and you can't hear anything, but you can see the threat as these little ports open on the side of it, and you basically launch yourself up in the 0G gravity,
Nice.
and you can see ricochets hitting the wall behind you.
Can't stand if it feels.
That's true.
Get
Suck
shit
it,
on.
suck it, DM. Suck
The
it.
DM certainly can't change the rules to his advantage.
All right, Drugel,
alone now.
it is your turn. You see this black disc. Your friend has struck it and has now moved away from it as it's opening fire. You're like adjacent to basically a wall, and it's closer to the opening than you are. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
you're kind of pinned in the corner.
Am I close enough to hit it, or am I just close enough to shoot it?
You could move forward and hit it
Okay.
if you wanted to try to strike it, or you could. You have your gun out, so you could still shoot it if you wanted.
Yes, I'm trying to decide if I miss it, is that bullet gonna ricochet around this poor cabin?
You know that most of the what weapon are you going to be using?
Just the pistol, because that's what I have out.
You know that one actually has the armor piercing quality, so You're not next to any external walls of the ship, and it's already been ventilated into space, so you'll be fine.
It's already vacuumed.
Oh boy. Okay.
Presumably, you need more than one rank of armor piercing to get into the hull of the ship.
I hope.
Maybe.
Yeah, it depends on
Oh,
the ship.
that's terrible.
This one's tinfoil.
Right.
Listen.
That is.
Safety theater.
I have stats. I have too many pieces of paper. Okay. So 5, 6 plus 5. I didn't have to think about it because I already figured it out before it got to my turn, but thank you.
I love how we all do it. So good.
I did stunt with 4 points.
Wonderful.
But I don't think it's going to do me any good because it's an 11 to hit.
Fortunately, that misses.
Okay.
So you fire, and this thing skitters up the wall a little bit as you open fire on it, and you can see a hole punched into the deck plating right below where it was.
Okay.
We're going to traverse... sorry.
And
yes,
then
you
can
move
I
in.
continue moving towards the engineering room?
Woo!
So you can't... So you're at a sealed bulkhead, like you had gotten to like a closed airlock.
Got it. So it would take a strength check to get me through the airlock
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like a...
Grow more arms.
That's right.
I can grow more arms this turn. I don't know if that helps me.
I would, if you have like 4 arms, I would give you a +1 on the...
Perfect.
on the
I will
test.
grow 2 more arms.
So-
There you go.
And then that'll be my turn, and I will try to open this door.
And I
without
think
being
that your
attacked.
limit on the number of limbs, so like one or two of your legs goes in, because like basically you have to repurpose mass, but it just helps you.
Nice.
You're like one of those.
That's why the
Oh, this
You
is
just
weird.
drop and you're all armed.
that's what the suit
The head
is
goes
like.
in, and the arm comes out.
I need the extra.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
If we put the Drugel on a repulsor unit, it could be a beholder.
Yep.
Yes.
Ah,
Look upon me in despair.
that's right. That's right.
You guys hear, well, you guys don't hear
Pain and
anything,
hope.
but through the comms traffic, you can hear their warning.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, we found him. It's a bug.
Ah, yes. So yeah, we found him. It's a bug. And she says,
No.
the woman in the airlock says, they're gonna kill us all. And she like goes, she's like, yeah, she just stays where she is.
Is it my turn or something? Keep looking at me.
He just likes how pretty
Aren't
your
we
eyes
all?
are.
That's right.
No, it is back up to the top of the initiative.
Okay.
Thinks you look great in that
Oh,
bag
top.
shirt.
I do, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically it traversed past
With our
everyone's
powers
thing.
combined.
Like there was like a surprise round. Yeah.
Yep.
For anyone not standing next to the weird bug.
Right. So
Yeah.
now it's everyone's turn. So Dakirti, you're back up.
All right, switch it to the rifle.
Yep. So.
That's not a good roll. Churn the waters.
Turn them all up.
I'm so excited for what I'm for the
8
bullshit
plus
I'm about to
6, so
Gonna be
14.
fun.
turn.
14. You see this thing as you like the muffled shots from your needler rifle slings past it, and it kind of like pinwheels through the 0G as you try to shoot it. Are you gonna move or do anything else?
Nope, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
So switching weapons. All right, Cassie.
All right. I'm booking it to wherever the hell I'm hearing gunfire.
Excellent.
How are you going to get through the door that's
Yeah.
closed behind him?
I didn't close. Did I close?
No,
Yeah, she has
She
to
had to
close
close
it.
it.
She can hit a button, or not a button. She can like push it open. That one wasn't very hard.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, like
That
the
was like a
external
sliding glass.
That was like a pocket door?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Cassie, you can open the door easily as you move. 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's your speed?
12.
9, 10. 11, 12 gets you here. Right at the south of the conference table.
Able to see, to shoot, nothing. Okay.
Actually, if you would have moved more like this, like if you
Yeah.
literally just want to get line of sight on it, you could have gotten there, and you would be able to make a line of attack on it.
Okay. So because of my rifle talent, I can move, shoot, move. So I will move there.
You get a free shot at the beginning.
That's true.
Just taking it.
That's true. I do get that free
I'm
shot.
getting to the wall.
Right? I do get that.
The
Yeah, but
tactical
like, it's
awareness
with
is what
initiative
lets you
roll, you didn't
move.
have
That's
to
right.
try.
And I didn't have
I was
to
just
try.
joking.
That's what
Let
I
me just
thought.
fire
I was
it
like,
anyway.
I think that I don't. It doesn't. Yeah. All right. There it is.
You did great.
Perfect.
I told you my dice were gonna
So
fuck me
good.
when combat came
So
up.
good.
It's real bad.
It's a 1-1-2.
You stunned it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a
God.
1-1-2.
So
I'm not even gonna bother adding it because it won't even come.
So the light recoil of the silenced SMG in the darkness, if that's that, because I'm assuming that's what you're shooting, right? SMG, and you can see it misses this creature.
The
Well,
quiet
if we need like
battle of
armor
the
piercing
void.
stuff, wouldn't the zap be better?
If you wanted it to be a zap, but yeah. That's right.
Tactically, what would Cassie reach for? If she,
SMG
'cause
would
you know-
probably be. It does the most damage. Like
okay,
you
because she
haven't
knows
seen-
that whatever is on this ship is probably electronic.
Right. I mean, the zap might work. You know, if you think that's what you're fighting, it's
I
just
don't-
whatever your
I-
character. You tell
okay.
me what your character would do. I'm not going to tell you what she thinks.
Never mind. It's the SMG because that's what you said first.
Okay. Next up in initiative, Drake with a 14.
Hey, that's me. I have a movement of 12. I don't think I can get near enough to that thing. So I'm going to use my action to run, which doubles my movement.
Perfect.
And I would like to get, I'd like to end up here, to be honest, because I want to be between Droogle and this thing. So once I come spinning around, I look over to the lady, I'm like, just stay right here. We're gonna get through this. And I spin away, zero gravity, and I Palpatine spin in the air.
Yeah.
As I activate my lightsaber with my minor action and land next to the spider. That's my whole turn.
All right. So you move up, and you can see as you get closer, this thing appears to be like it's flat on the bottom and concave on the top. It's got a little divot on the top of it, and it looks like kind of like a matte black spider with a glowing red eye and two guns on either side of it.
If I had any movement left, could I be hiding somewhere?
That maxed out your movement, but you can duck down
Can I
behind
duck
the
down
table.
behind
That's
the
a
table?
good
I'll do
spot.
that.
Yeah.
I'm ducking down behind that table.
When I land next to it and activate my lightsaber, I say, "This is the weirdest looking space worm I've ever seen."
With an 11, it is the drone's turn. This drone is adjacent to you. It is going to skitter up the wall a little bit and then get onto the ceiling above you. And then it is going to fire downward at you, Drake.
That's a shame. They sure don't have certain things up.
I'm guessing that's probably not going to hit with a 12 hit you?
It does it because of my feet, my talent. My AC is 13.
So,
Oh yeah.
So my
Nice.
activated lightsaber, I bring it up just in time.
yeah, a bullet kind of sizzles and disappears. Excellent. And then, let me check one thing.
Apparently it's 12. Plus 1.
That is that one's turn. And then from out of what would it be, like a little, what would you call it, an air duct, pops out another one over here at the north end, and it starts to move down.
Gosh.
5, 10, 15.
Sure
And then
does suck.
Dekiri,
Sure does.
it's going to open fire on you.
All right.
I fully expect you to open
Think
this
of
in
a
and see
dodgy
nothing but a hive.
thought. Any evasion
11.
thought.
Miss.
11. So
If you need a
you can see this thing coming through behind you and starts to open fire. Drake, bullets kind of swing, fly past you and impact on the bulkhead right next to Droogle as she starts to try to open up this thing. Droogle, it is your turn.
Yep, I want to try to open it.
Make me a strength test with a +1.
I strength with a +1.
Strength
Okay.
might. Yep.
Ooh, that could be better. 12.
12. Let me check this thing.
Right? No, yeah, 10, 11, he said +1, 12. Yes,
Yep.
okay.
12 is actually enough to move it about halfway. So you start to.
What do I see?
You're looking down, and I will reveal it on the map for you.
I wonder if there's a stunt that could be forced for this.
One moment. You can see the engine room and the reactor core.
Okay, and there's not not the Droogle's expecting this. Liz is asking. There's not a hive of these things around the engine core, is there?
Make me a perception test. perception seeing?
8, 9, 10.
You don't see any in the room, but like you're looking through, the lights are kind of dim. It's dark and there's shadows everywhere. And from this one that you've seen out there, it's like matte black. It blends in with the night.
Then I'm going to make enough space so that I can slip through.
Okay, so you, and it's enough for a person to kind of squeeze through.
Making some slip space.
Yep.
So can I open it and move through it on the same turn?
I think you start to regrow your legs, and yeah, you move through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then I'm on the other side of this door. I guess before I close it behind me, I'll yell, anyone coming with me? Like in comms. And if anyone says yes, I will leave it open. If anyone says no, I'll close it and do stuff next turn.
Leave it open. Tack.
Yeah.
That's all I get out.
All right. Next up,
Potato leader.
at the bottom of the initiative.
I will
Potato
run,
eater.
which will get me
Just
nowhere
don't call
and
me brown
can't do
leader.
anything, and that will be
I
my
don't
turn.
need that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's
And
it.
the run action is actually double your speed, so you can
Correct.
move triple
20
your
is
speed.
double my speed.
So you can move 3 times your speed if you move
Oh,
and run.
got it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So I'll move up.
Run is double.
Oh, you're going
move is 1 times your speed. Run is double your speed since you're using
Oh,
move
you
action.
use
So you can
both.
use
I
3
gotcha.
times your speed.
Nice.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. So I will move up to the combat drone up there.
Minor plus
Oh,
one.
you're up there.
Yeah, because
Well,
you're
is
the
there
one down
something-
there.
Okay.
There's another
Yeah, there's
combat
one.
drone that
There's one
popped
up here at the top of the map.
Gotcha.
Man, do you want me to hide the name of it? It is so big; it keeps on covering everyone.
Yeah, I know what's going on
Yeah.
there. Your settings
There's
are...
a lot of things happening on this map I don't understand, so...
All right.
Let's make it
Yeah.
CD.
So you can see Tack interposes himself between one of those combat drones and the rest of the group. Top of the initiative, Dikiri with an 18.
20 now. Well,
20.
no. Well, no, because I'm not using the Akori, so it would take away then, right?
I don't care. I don't think it subtracts it. It's from when you initially roll it.
I don't think I have a clear shot at the one by Tack. Is that right?
It had a clear shot at you.
Well,
Oh,
but
now
he
he's
moved,
between it.
He interposed.
Oh, got
so,
it.
Yeah, you brought. Oh, and shooting into melee is a problem. So
Right.
yes, it would be. Yeah, you probably want to shoot the. Oh yeah, shoot the drone with Drake. That's what I'm going for.
9, 15.
15. That hits.
Okay.
Shit.
15 does hit.
It's not a great roll on the damage, though. 10.
10. All right, 10 points of damage. And does that thing have any cool spiffies? Armor piercing.
Long range, fine, effective, and the lethal blow stones.
Okay, so, all right, so you can see one of these pink needles jams in and kind of shatters against its hardened carapace. Puts a pretty sizable dent into it. But it's still, it is still up.
Okay.
These things are so badass. Like
Wasn't
little
there-
fucking things.
Major action, so I'll guard up then.
Guard up, so adding +2 to your defense.
Yeah.
Got it. Next up on initiative, Cassie. So you're ducked behind this long table.
Okay. Alright.
I wonder if these things rely on sight. Like heat signatures.
I think I'm gonna hop up over the table. I have a clear line of sight to the one by Drake, right?
Yep. And to answer your question earlier, now that you've seen what these are, you know that your Zat Nicotella would probably be more effective.
So I'll use my Zat. It's better.
And remember, you can spend fortune points to adjust your rolls.
Yeah, I know. What is it at right now? I will spend 3 fortune to increase my roll by 3, which forces a stunt, and it will bring my total to 15.
Excellent. And you weren't increasing your stunt dice, correct? You were increasing one of the normal dice?
Normal die.
Perfect.
Okay, so
So that hits?
yep, and it gives me 4 stunt points.
Mm-hmm.
Does that give there's a lightning attack, right?
Lightning is
Or
3.
double team.
That's when
Double
you double
team, I mean,
Double
sorry.
team is 2.
2, that's right. Is Drake within range to double team with?
Are you talking the one next to Drake or the one next
Yes.
to... Yes, then he is adjacent to it.
Alright.
Yep.
So I'll double team with Drake, and then I'll use 2.
Oh, 17 to hit.
Got it. I'm going to let her resolve her damage first.
Oh, it was just it's a Zat, so it's. Remind me, it's plus what for the Zat? Plus.
There's an entire sheet dedicated to it.
How dare you?
There's Gunnstones here.
Plus your perception.
Okay, so plus 2, so 5 damage.
But you do remember that this is penetrating damage.
Yes.
So
with my Zat.
you reach out and you can see this electricity hit it and flows through it, and its like legs kind of splay out for a second, and then it reattaches itself to the thing. You can see like little sparks flying off of it. Alright. And
I guess I will. I'll use Overwatch
okay.
Nice.
What does that one do again?
because I have 2 points left to spend, so I'll spend 2 on Overwatch. Your opponent suffers -1 to attack per stun point spent, so -2 to its attack rolls
Thank you.
until the start of my next turn.
Excellent.
Nice.
-2 to its attack.
Thank
So is it
you.
17
I knew there
to
was
hit?
something.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's pretty high.
15 points of armor piercing damage.
Oh,
I rolled
fuck.
double 6s.
Yes.
So I've
That's
increased
nice.
my strength by 1. So I just.
How much was
15
it?
armor piercing. 15. Armor
So
piercing.
you
armor piercing.
ignore
4.
4. Yep. You like jab your lightsaber into this thing, and you can see smoke billowing out of it, and you can see it is just barely, jerkily still alive. Like you can see one of its spider legs tries to reach up to grab the hilt of your lightsaber, or your plasma sword.
Take that, space worm!
It is now. If that's Cassie's turn, you swapped your weapon.
That.
You shot, so that's your turn. Drake, it is your turn.
Oh, hey, that's me. Okay, well, I mean, if this thing looks like it's going down, I mean, let's go, Playboy. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, stunted.
Alright.
A million. 21 to hit.
21 to hit. That hits.
That's 6 stunt points.
Including my extra.
7 stunt points, thank you.
There you go.
11. 14 points of armor piercing damage.
14 points?
Yeah.
Holy
Extra
shit.
stunt point
So
from Cass
you
is
still have your
just-
lightsaber in this thing, and you like twist the blade around, and the thing just flies apart in a shower of sparks and burning metal.
That's amazing. That's hot. I'm going to use 2 points to
Yeah.
do double team attack. So Tack can start resolving his thing.
I think double team has to be on the same target, unfortunately.
Oh, I think you're right.
Immediate attack on your target.
You're right,
Yeah.
you're right. Hence the whole double team thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 points to seize the initiative. So I'm
Okay.
going to move me to the top of the round, Big Daddy.
Okay.
And then... could I use... 3... It says, destroy or move any object in weapon range. Can I drive the blade in a massive swing and, like, blow open that door that's next to Jurgle?
That I'm still holding it open.
Yeah, I just, like, cut it to pieces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, half of it, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Like parts of it go flying into the engine room.
Because I come around
and
with a
then zero.
big strength-based swing and just spin it around.
Yep.
And then I will use my minor action to move next to Drupal.
I thought you
Awesome.
liked doors.
Hey. I don't know why I just slipped into Russian. They in the meat door.
Oh, the
So
bear
that's 4
is
and 3.
here.
That's everything. I seized the initiative. You're welcome. That's my turn.
The bear's here.
I spent 7 stunt
You
points.
sure did. You sure
Thank you
did.
for that.
And raise the churn too.
God, that
Churn,
+1
churn,
is so dirty.
It's so
It's
good.
just so crazy. It's crazy.
Tack.
It's a break.
Yes.
The drone in front of you looks up, and you can see these 2 little guns point up at you and fire.
Good luck, God bless.
15 to hit.
Yes.
Okay.
I need a pencil. Is there another pencil over there?
Yeah,
There are no
Here,
pencils in this
catch.
These are all mine.
there are 8 points of damage.
Okay, I take 1.
Ha ha ha.
room. Nice.
So you can't hear it, but you can just feel these dull impacts as the bullets start to strike you. These are smaller caliber rounds, normally meant to take out people, unarmed people in ships potentially. Yeah. Jesus. That is that drone's turn.
Oh
Yep. Drugel, it's your turn.
no. Okay. So as I was getting my rifle out to hold the doors open, I'm gonna put it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I love it. Just try.
and,
Yep.
and
Just like in
slowly move back as if there's
I like
any
to imagine
tiny
you cut it
potato
on its
hairs.
hinges
They're
so we
probably
can take the door
sizzling.
with us.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And I
install it on
would
our
turn
ship.
around and look for the control panel or whatever was wrong, whatever's broken with this thing. I want to get it back up and running.
Okay, so with your knowledge, innate or deep understanding of these ships, you can see now that the reactor core, the fusion core, has been completely shut down. To start up a core like this is a sequence that probably can take 30 minutes, if that makes sense. You can try to get the process started if you'd like. But yeah, it's a thing that requires activation of multiple systems to bring the reactor up to speed.
Got it. So it takes multiple people to do it.
Or one person longer. You can run around the
Got it.
engine room and do
Okay.
it.
Then I want to make sure that this room is not full of bugs that's going to make this a difficult process because
Sure.
they destroy the reactor core.
Yeah, so roll me a perception seeing test.
That was fun. God, I
That's
love
not terrible. I
So
will take a
good.
stunt with 2 6s.
Awesome.
So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
So you're glancing around the room, and you can see up in the corner of the room is a black disc, and you can see one of the floating pieces of metal or debris is floating towards it and just bounces off of its carapace from the door that Drake just blasted open.
Got it. Okay. Then I want to shoot at it.
Go for it.
Alrighty.
Was there
Because it's within
anything with your
range and
stunts?
it's not on the core, and it's
Right.
within range, right?
Yep, it's right here.
Okay.
And just for intent purposes, I would want to be in front of Drupal. You know, I'm
Sure.
off tanking,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. So I will lean around,
Yeah.
like, pew pew,
With your pistol?
with my forearms. Yeah.
Nice.
You're scooting forward with no legs.
Yeah. Because it was like your
Hopping.
dexterity +1 or something, or dexterity +2, the number of limbs you can have. So
Yeah.
you were tripoding it with 2 arms. I think it's 5, yeah.
Yeah.
4 arms and 1. One leg just pushing pushing them along. Yeah.
You're making it real weird.
You're a
right now.
shape-shifting potato. You made it weird.
I didn't describe any of that.
There.
9, 10,
Painting a
12,
tapestry.
13. 13 to hit.
13 to hit. I'm going to say because it is inert right now, it's not actively trying to dodge. That does hit.
Okay. So we'll take 2d6 plus 2. 7, 8, 9 points of armor piercing damage.
9 points of armor piercing. So you ignore 2 points of their damage.
Toughness,
Of
yes.
toughness, yeah.
Did you do anything with your stunt?
Oh yeah, I still have 6 stun points.
Did you
Set-
include your +1 from me?
Can I see you from where I'm at? I
Not
don't think
sure.
so.
She's way.
Yeah, I can't
no.
see.
No? Okay.
There was no
Way out
line of
of line.
sight.
Just checking.
What was the stunt on though? That wasn't on your attack, right?
No, it was on. No, the stunt was on my seeing. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
6 points on my seeing.
I would.
It's still general combat, right?
Yeah. Yeah. General combat, exactly. That is the combat stunt.
Yeah.
You're in a fight.
Okay.
Lightning hitter.
So that was 6.
There's one that lets an ally move up.
Yep.
There's also lightning.
A lot of great ones. That's
There's
the
so
fun-
many.
that's the fun
Lightning
so
attack?
many.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Lightning attack is
Fantastic.
3 plus
Oh,
double team, which allows one. Not okay. Hang on. Say double team.
It's the general combat sense right at the top.
We ruled last time that we can't stack lightning attack with double team, right?
Oh god.
no, you can do
Yeah,
both.
you can do both.
But double team, there's no one who qualifies in range.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Where's the one that lets good tactics?
Yeah, 1 hour, 2 meters. So that's they can move 1 square.
Oh, just one square.
For each 2.
You can lightning attack twice if you got
Yeah.
6.
Right, or move an object within range. Yeah, we'll go ahead and lightning attack twice with.
Yeah.
Why not?
There
you just
you go.
invested into gun stuff, so
Yeah.
might as well.
I did.
Yep.
That's right, that's right.
It's unactivated, so now's the time to just.
Yeah. So, does
That's
that
you.
mean? Oh,
You
That's
make
you.
two
You're
more
making
attacks.
two more
oh,
attacks.
that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I'm slow on the draw today.
It's alright.
We haven't played this system in weeks.
That was like 30 seconds. You good?
Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 5 is 17 on that first
Hits.
There you go, there you go.
Can't stun on this now.
That's right.
one. And 6, 7, plus 5 is 12 on the second one. So just 1 hits?
Yeah, because now it's now it's activated. So you open it, and as the second shot lands squarely on it, you can see these legs scoot it 6 inches to the left as the third bolt from your heavy blaster pistol fires where it was at.
Yeah, so 6 points of armor piercing damage.
Did the first shot have it dead to rights?
Ooh,
Did it?
that's a good question.
Huh.
Ooh.
Yes.
What does that
Nice.
mean?
Now I have to roll.
Can't spend fortune on the first attack.
Correct. So I have to roll dice to give it damaged conditions. Thank you for the reminder.
Yes,
Nice.
Oh,
because it was sleeping.
Um,
It's
So you basically get
That's
its
right,
weak
that's
points.
right.
Yep.
Because it
It's all
wasn't
typed
moving.
out.
Got it. So now it has.
Went to a farm.
Yeah, it has taken the wounded condition. No, actually, no. You did 1 extra point to it. It just explodes.
oh! Boy,
Nice.
howdy. Okay.
Yeah.
So you you basically see this thing in the corner, and before it can act, you drop into a deeper potato stance and extend out, and you just unleash
Potato
a torrent
cannon.
of your blaster pistol. Since you missed on that last attack, I've been forgetting to have people roll for their ammo.
Yeah.
Can you roll me your stunt dice and tell me what the value is?
Just 1.
Yeah, just your stunt dice.
2.
2. You empty the capacitor on your blaster, and you're gonna have to spend a minor action reloading on your next turn. Sorry, I was forgetting that for everybody, but I'll try to remember
We'll
next
get through it.
time. But good effect.
Nice.
So
I'm
you
guessing they're
killed
coming. I exploded it.
Okay, that was Drugel's turn. Bottom of their attack. There is
All
this
right.
one in front of you.
I will take a swing at it. So that is a stunt, 14, 20 to hit.
Hits.
All right. And a stunt for 5 stun points. Can I see Cassie? It's
I think you should
kind
be able to
of
see
like
me.
I don't know
Yeah, you
if
can
that
see me.
like black
Yeah, you can
unrevealed spot is a wall. or
Hey, you
not.
have blind sight.
Oh, that's right, I can. Okay, so
can
I have
see
6 stun
me.
points.
Okay.
Alright, so this one will hit. I'll resolve the damage on this first.
I'm sitting in style.
So we're doing
Oh.
stunt damage.
Yeah. Although she doesn't have line of sight to the creature.
That's fine.
Got it. Okay, just make sure.
It was about my
Oh,
bonus. to
Yeah,
give
got
an
it.
extra
Got it. Yep.
Alright, so that's 10 points of damage.
Nice.
Alright.
So you put a sizable dent in the top of this thing. So you bring the hammer down, wham, and you can see a dent form in the top of this dome, and its little legs kind of like give out, and then it brings itself back up.
Lightning attack.
God, it's so good. I love lightning attack.
6,
Quite
10,
delightful.
18.
18? Got it.
Definitely hits.
That one is 14 points of damage.
14 points. Oh, good.
Is it still up?
It is still up. So
Lightning
you
attack.
Yes!
Bam!
Oh, that one might miss.
And you do know that you have a thing that's called Overcome Toughness that reduces their damage. It's a 2 stunt point thing. Just to let you know, if its toughness was getting you trouble, it would cut it in half. For 2
This
points.
is the first time I'm hitting it
Okay.
and seeing it hit, so...
Yeah, exactly.
5. That one's only 11, so that's probably going to miss.
That does miss.
Yeah.
So, wham! And it kind of, you can see like it anticipates your attack, and as you go to swing, it launches itself up into the air, and you can see on the top, these little RCF thrusters stop it in midair. You can see that these things can like fly in 0 gravity.
Hold up, because... Dang it, where is it? Oh, I think it's on my sheet. Okay, so I'm going to move it 2 meters in a direction, so if it goes up, I knock it back down.
It starts to fly away, and you just bring it back down, and it bounces off the deck plating.
Yeah.
Good turn, Tack.
Nice.
Back up to the top of the round, Drake.
Yeah, because I see the initiative. I guess we don't see anything in here just yet, but this is my side of the mission. I'm going to use my minor to move around in here, or kind of this direction, I think. And see if, because one note was over there, I'm assuming one might be over here.
Yep. Roll me a perception test.
Ooh, how exciting. Now this is a reaction, so I can't actually stun this. Ooh, 6, 7, 8.
8. Nice. You're looking around. You do not see anything. The coast looks
But
clear.
I can probably still see through walls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything.
So I can't get around this corner with my move? No?
Oh, you can. Oh, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would put you. 10 would put you where you're at now. So 11, 12 would put you here. What's your speech?
I just 12.
Yeah, that puts you there.
Okay. I will use my action to guard up.
Awesome.
It's a turn. Or defend, rather. But yeah.
Dakiri, you're up.
So,
I will move into a position where I can get a shot on the one that attack is working on.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna attack it.
Yep.
I see what you did there.
Can you zoom it out a little bit? Have it-
Yeah,
like,
sorry, no, I'll
just so
actually
we
move
can
up.
see anything.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
12 plus 6, 18.
18, that hits. Just barely.
one day we'll have alpha money, and we can pay an observer for our roll 20.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It's just
14
Rob.
points.
How much?
14.
Rob observing, recalling APs, whatever they're called.
That's right. That's right.
API.
So,
API.
purple needle ricochets off of its carapace, but you can see a large crack form in its hardened outer shell. It is still up.
Okay. That's my move.
Cassie, you're up with 16.
Okay. I'm gonna get to. I guess. Do I have line of sight on the thing?
Not yet, but if you leapt
So-
over the table, you could.
Parkour!
Yeah. I'll you know, place my hand on the table, vault up, slide my ass over it, and take a shot at the thing while I'm
There's
sliding over the table.
Zero
There's no
gravity.
gravity.
Yeah, so you launch
You just go out.
Well, I've got magnetic boots, so
Yeah.
Well, there.
I'll just like vault over and like yeah.
Zero gravity.
Hey, I stunted,
Cool.
Can you
and it's
see
pretty
yourself?
high, so it's probably gonna hit. Let's see, 12,
How are
17.
We, how are we stopping her?
17.
6 stun points.
Well, that's the thing. So she
I
declared
got
that
magnetic boots.
she wanted to so she swings around and hits the floor. If she was launching herself through, she would have to do the free thing.
Yeah, I'm good.
17 hits? 17 to hit? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, all right.
And you stunted.
I sure did.
How many stunt points?
I'm gonna hit it for 3 points.
3 points.
3 points of piercing damage.
So you like nick one of the legs of this thing, and it flows up into its frame, and you can see like its movement has become jerky and helter-skelter, and like little sparks are flying off of it. It seems severely damaged, like it's barely functional.
And I'm like, tack!
Tack.
Well, it's distracted. Double team.
Nice.
Yes.
That's really good.
It's really good.
15, 21.
21 hits. Like its little RCS thrusters start to fire as it's trying to move away from you.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. As the thing goes, it's basically like a T-ball that's floating right above you, and you just break both arms around, wham, and you send it flying through the hallway, and it explodes as it hits the end of the corridor.
As it slowly drifts away in utter silence of the void. Familiar faces.
So
I would say that a quiet falls over the combat, but the only sound really was your guys' like shouted commands to each other, the breathing and the impacts in your helmet.
So I'll use the rest of my stun points, not all of them, but I'll use 3 more stun points to regain my fortune.
Okay.
Because I can do that, right?
Adrenaline rush.
Yeah, adrenaline rush. And that's 5 stun points, not 6.
You'll have to spend 4.
Oh, in order to do the thing? I thought
That's
6.
4.
If you roll a 6, you get 1.
I
And
And if you
did.
spend 4, you get another.
With that, we're going
Well, I might as well spend the last one. What can I do?
we can go to break.
Sure. You spend a step point to go to break.
Sure.
So I hope everyone at home is having fun and has enjoyed that little spirited piece of combat. Please remember to type !salvage in the chat and be following us if you want to enter the giveaway for a couple of books, including a special villain that they might not have encountered yet. So we are going to be back in about, I would say, 15 or 20 minutes.
It's us, we're the real villains.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
Man is the monster here.
we're in the book.
So
Who's the
we'll be
undead guy with
right
the broken
back.
face mask the whole time?
Grab a drink and a snack, and we will return shortly.
Hydrate.
And we are back. Okay, folks, we're going to hop right back into it. Our group of misfit freelancers have boarded what appears to be a mostly abandoned freighter where they encountered a handful of combat drones. After a very quick but pitched battle, they have managed to overcome all the odds. Drake and Drugel, you are down in the engineering room where the reactor core has been shut down. The rest of you are in the hallway with the one survivor stowed away in their quarters. I will say really quickly now, Cassie, you would recognize what these things were. They're quite a bit of a more advanced model than when you were in the service. But these are drones, combat drones that the Unified Authority uses. Generally, they are used for shipboarding operations. So instead of sending a bunch of people in, you spend about a dozen of these in. They kill the crew and disable the ship.
Dozen.
So-
We killed 3.
So, and I knew that there was stolen UA tech or stolen UA equipment
Mm-hmm.
on this ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be those? Could they've gotten free?
Could have been.
Or maybe somebody sent these and what do I think is more likely?
The former, for sure. Like if the
That this
UA
was
had tracked down their
stolen?
stolen property, I mean, this ship is nothing compared to like even a UA Corvette. They could have just taken the ship if they wanted to.
Yikes. The UA sucks.
Yeah.
You want to help me get this sucker back up and running?
The ship. By help, you mean watch as you do it because I have no training whatsoever.
I'm gonna stand
I'll hand you
him.
wrenches.
I'll stand him on one side, whichever screen he needs to push a button to make it easy, and then
Perfect.
so that he can just be an extra pair of hands.
Perfect. And I'll deactivate my lightsaber and put it on my
Awesome. What is the rest
Plasma
of the group doing while they start to try to bring the reactor core back online?
I'm moving up, assuming that there's a flight deck somewhere up ahead.
Mm-hmm. You come up, and as you approach the flight deck, you get there, and you can see there is crammed into like a small alcove is what used to be, looks like a Ferengi, but their limbs are like just twisted at odd angles, and you can see like that their like head seemed to be crushed. Ooh.
More dead up here.
And you have come to a sealed airlock door.
I'll probably be staying close to Dakiri. We should
Mhm.
probably move together. Not split up.
Okay, so you are at a closed airlock door, and you can see it is labeled ops. Operation. So the what would you call it?
Flight deck.
Flight deck. Do you want to proceed?
I do. Look over at Tack. Imagine he'll be better with they'll be better with the door.
Okay. And while that is happening, Drew, actually, really quick, Cassie, what would you be doing? Would you be helping get the engine back online? Would you be searching the ship?
Helping what's her face that we didn't get her name.
Right.
He's just some troll.
Troll.
I guess I'd real quick try to find out from her how many of these things were on board.
You can contact her via the radio very easily. She
Okay.
says, I don't know. I saw at least 3, and then there was the big one too.
Oh,
Heads up, there's a mama bear somewhere on board.
There's bears?
Space bears.
I just kind of stare at Drake, going, "We always have bears."
Have you met you?
Drake is not a bear.
I'm
Drake
just-
is a twunk.
Twunk.
A twink and a hunk.
Oh, nice.
Would
I didn't know.
Google know the difference?
Yes, because Drake never shuts up about it.
Actually,
There
right
it
now,
is.
As he
Dribbble's
shows you
been
a-
on the
As he
internet.
shows you a space grinder.
Yep.
Space grinder. Dribbble's like trying to start the engine, and he's like,
I'm like,
you see,
shut
see?
the
No.
See how many people swipe right?
I think that calls for an ad.
I have a 9.9 rating
Yep.
on Hot or Not. It's
You-
unheard of.
And I just kind of mumble, "You're assuming I haven't hacked all of your things."
Oh.
Yikes.
So,
Kidding.
really quickly, Droogle, if you're helping to bring the ship back online, please roll me a intelligence technology test. This is not hacking, but it is.
Okay.
So, I think my efforts are probably better spent with that, because I probably understand engines a little bit more
Sure,
than
yeah.
I understand whatever the hell is else anywhere.
Perfect.
So, can I assist?
Yeah, we can make separate tests, or before she tells me the result, you can roll, and if you're successful, you can add your stunt dice to her.
I'd rather do that.
Okay. Well, what was your
So-
total? So she can tell me her total, and then we can add it together.
15.
15. Thank you.
So what do you want me to roll? Just intelligence?
Intelligence technology.
Okay, don't have that. Alright. What do I need to succeed? Again? A 10? What was it?
I didn't tell you the number.
Oh, it changes. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. We played in enough systems, I can't remember what help does on which ones.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. It's probably not enough. 9.
9. So you've moved back to the engine room, and actually 9 is enough to help.
Oh, good.
And I would say just go ahead and make that a separate test, because
Shit,
9
I
is enough to
forgot
make
what.
it. So you made a success,
what my
and you
stunt
made a
die was.
success. It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
I'm having you. I'm letting you get something that's more instead of just.
So can we more efficiently just start this thing back up? So
Exactly.
it doesn't take us 30 minutes. It takes us 20, 15,
Exactly.
10.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, so Droogle starts the warm up sequence, and Cassie, you're like, actually, these ships were in service kind of back when I was in the military, so you're pretty familiar with the workings of those ships as well. Tack and Dikiri, you're up near Ops, and you're going to force the door open to the main control room.
I guess Cassie and I would have switched places if that's the case.
Okay. Like, I'm going to be more help up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you.
But your
But,
space.
but I'm actually not helping. I'm just literally leaning up against the thing and like swiping right.
And as he leaves, but your space grinder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Cassie and Droogle are back in the engine room. Dekiri, Drake, and Tack have gone up to the control room. And Drake, Tack, you start to push open the airlock door. Can you roll me a strength might test, please?
Neat. 13.
13? That's enough. It's a challenging test. So you basically press one of your shoulders against the wall, and there's a grinding, and you can see that this airlock door is somewhat bent in as you start to force it open, and it reveals the what would you call it? The main area, the ops station.
Oh. They're dead though, right?
Correct. So as you open the lights from your helmet spill forward, and actually as the engine starts to come online, the very basic, I guess, warm-up sequence, more emergency lighting starts to illuminate around the ship as the barest form of power starts to seep out from the capacitors. And you can see, I would say, a relatively large comms area. That these are somewhat long-haul freighters, and you can see at least 3 corpses floating in the zero-G. None of them are wearing vac suits.
The moment we get the engines up, I'm just gonna say to Droogle, we should probably rejoin the others.
Is that a drone in front of me?
No, that's not. It's not there.
Oh,
Ignore it. It was one of those ones that earlier got like really weird and wouldn't.
Just up here.
Yeah, I can interact with it now. There we go. I was trying to move it earlier when the ship disappeared.
That was that.
That was that. But I do want you to roll me an intelligence perception test. I would say, Dekiri, you are next in line, so you roll it too.
Is it a searching test?
Yes.
Ooh, even better.
10.
8 plus 5, 13.
13. While you don't see anything moving, you do see the door that Tack pushed, you can see had been forced open. You can see that the corpses floating in this room are riddled with bullet holes. You can see one of them, like there's a dent in the wall where it was like flung and slammed into the bulkhead. It looks like there was blunt force trauma that killed that one. And you can see that, yeah, that's all you see.
I'll bring up my shield and move in slowly.
Okay. So the tests to reactivate the engines take roughly 10 minutes per success, but 2 of you are working.
Okay.
So it's going to be several minutes before the next level of the test, if that makes sense.
Taking a while. Nice.
So as you guys move into...
And I'll sashay into the room as well.
Awesome.
Sashay. Sante. Shante. Shante.
As you guys enter the room, I need you to make me one more perception test, please. What's your...
15?
10.
10?
I didn't make one.
That's fair. I would expect...
Grinder.
I would expect no more.
Still swiping.
Let me test... Let me check.
Swiper, no swiping.
Was that a success? Because I stunned myself.
Churn the waters.
Churn them.
What was your total?
15.
15.
Never calling it.
As you
Correct.
as you walk into the room, you start to look around, and through the floorboards, I would say, Tack, your blind sense is a little bit confused by like the rumbling of the reactor starting up. You're very familiar with the feel of a reactor coming online, but something feels a little odd, and you look up, and you can see above the door is this what appears to be picture a small matte black coffin, but with 0 sharp angles, all just like softened rounded edges. And you can see as you walk into the room below it, from each of the four corners comes these long spindly arms,
Super not
and
good.
a red dome on the top of it illuminates with a spinning red ring.
Fuck.
I need you all, I guess, to roll me initiative.
That's real not good description, y'all. That's not something you want to hear.
Does it look like a coffin?
Well, like a rounded coffin. Think,
Like a
picture it
rounded
like
coffin.
Yeah.
A rounded coffin with legs.
like a
Yeah,
a shapeless
yeah.
sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Right, with
Yeah.
with legs coming out of
Yeah.
each corner.
Oh.
And we're gonna put a little bit of action music on here just
Why
for
can't I
fun.
roll decent on initiative?
I rolled better than I did last time.
Good.
Alright.
I should have done a perception test and not been such a smart ass, but here we are. And used an exploration stunt to increase my initiative.
Alrighty,
You made choices.
You chose wrong.
You say that
And-
now, but Power Top 9000's on his way.
Power top 9.
Wow.
To the middle of nowhere.
They come far and wide for this.
Wow.
Remember to use your attractive
All right,
talent.
20 to 15.
17.
Can you use your attractive talent on the space bot?
I can certainly try. Actually, can, yes. It's a combat talent.
17.
Design it.
15 to 10.
15 to 10.
10.
13.
13.
13.
What's your dexterity?
I should be rolling.
1.
Way to,
I'm in the engine room.
way to
so-
show up.
You're fine.
I'm in the engine room. I forgot that it would like be all of us.
Dude, was there
But
a
you're
question?
hearing me yell that
Yes,
we
I
found
answered
it.
it.
Okay. I love this game.
10 to
9.
Mine's
Good.
probably. Hang on, math. 2. 10.
Terrible cop.
10.
10.
You're tied with Drake.
Uh,
And I'll let you guys pick because you're friendlies. With the enemy,
I'll go first since I'm there. How does that sound?
Yes,
Makes
I was
sense.
about to say the same
Alright,
thing.
I'm going to put this thing on the map in its relative position.
Oh, jeez.
If I can find
Unless
it.
you want me to run in there so you can see me for
I'll go
stun points.
I'll go first because I'm women.
I'm going to put adjacent to you even though it's directly over your head.
Because you're women.
And
There,
somebody's
yes.
selected here, so it's like, there it is. That is it right
I'm
there.
all women.
God, I really wish it wasn't.
Oh,
So-
it's still only one square?
Yeah, it's only about 4 feet long. It's like, I hate to say it's like a child's coffin, but with legs.
Gosh.
And,
Ugh.
yeah.
Thanks for that.
Well,
That was
that's literally the size and shape of it. I'm sorry. That's
A small coffin.
small coffin.
Cool.
All right, starting at the top of the round, Dakiri with a 17. This thing you can see is starting to unfurl itself on the ceiling above you. It is quite a bit larger than the 2 drones or the 3 drones that you fought before.
All right. I'm going to move away.
Mm-hmm.
Back here. And take a shot at it.
Perfect. Using the cover of the
Oh, this is terrible.
dead Kig Yar as cover.
This is going to miss. Yeah, 11.
11 misses. The purple shard from your Needler rifle reflects harmlessly off of its hardened exterior.
2 on the reload.
That you do not run out.
Okay.
All right. Next up in the initiative, it is the dog's turn.
Oh.
Yep. It's the music
It's
time.
me, I'm the dog.
Why did you call it that?
Because
Why?
it's literally a
That's why
enemy.
you were posting pictures of that in
Oh.
chat.
From
Yes,
I
from
like this.
enemies and allies from our friends over at Green Room.
Enter the giveaway to get your own copy and kill your own
No.
players with the dog.
Oh.
Robot dog.
That make those
Boston
gifts in
Dynamics.
chat make a lot more sense. I just thought you were being weird.
Yeah.
Nope, it
Which
was
you were,
yeah,
but-
it was foreboding. Could you turn the music up just a tad?
Great.
All right.
Thanks, I
Um,
hate it.
So from the top of Dog's body, a small hatch opens, and you can see a long arm with a gun attached to the end of it extends, and
Got a
it
gun. Cool.
is going
Great.
to fire at the creature that just attacked it.
Okay.
Got a gun! Dog, what are you carrying? A gun. No!
Where'd you get that gun?
Mom, let the dog have a gun.
Mom let everyone on the ship die.
Mom.
Let the vacuum in.
Yep. Let the void of space in. Mom let all the air out of the ship.
Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, because if we get shot, our space suits get tears in them.
oh god, this is not good. It's not gonna be good.
I'm fine.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it yet.
Wow.
Yep.
Great.
So you see a
Oh,
large
no.
rifle
Come on.
come up from the top of this thing, and it launches some shots as it starts to robotically with these jerky legs move its way across the ceiling.
I'm betting if I destroy the gun, it's just gonna pop another one out of its back. So there's no point in destroying its weapon.
Destroy
You
the
could.
eye so it can't see you.
That's not a weapon. Well, we'll find out.
It is about, I would say it is roughly 10 feet above your heads right now as it moves across the ceiling. Next up in the initiative, that was Dog's turn. Droogle with a 13.
Ooh. Okay, so we're one more check to getting this thing back online.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm just gonna to keep the engines running.
All right, make me an intelligence. And I'm going to say
Technology.
you are trying to make this faster because it normally takes 30 minutes, so the DC is going to be higher, but your success will make it come up.
Alrighty, so that's a 12 plus 19.
19. So you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna, what would you call it? Apply the choke, or I'm just gonna put this thing from 0 to an 11.
Because I at least want to get gravity back online.
Correct. Oh, perfect.
So I would go for gravity and life support first, and then
Excellent.
go from there.
Awesome.
And I would say gravity's coming back,
I was
guys.
about to say, we're all gonna be.
So you know that there is a little bit of risk, but the risk of the reactor exploding is quite small. As you basically push all of the things up, and you can see the reaction mass start. And at the center of the room where you're at, there's this. It's a fusion reactor that sits in the center, and then bright blue light flashes from it as the Hawking radiation begins to emanate. And you can feel the gravity does come back online, so random crap all over the ship clunks and hits the deck. You see the dog, on its piston legs kind of extend, but the magnetic pads in the bottom of the feet hold it to the ceiling.
Got it.
Hot.
Next up, with 10 is Drake.
Awesome. Minor action. I'm gonna use displacement. I hope it works.
Oh, I should have said that I reloaded my pistol sometime between
did.
last time and now.
Yes. Yes. I stunted.
Yeah.
Oh, but I can't see you, Cassie.
That's
I'm
Correct.
still going to. Oh no, that's 4. I'll just reduce the cost. That's all I can do. I do make it so displacement. Sorry, let me just.
He's thinking. He's got
Are
something
you gonna
ruined.
try to attract it?
No, it's not worth it. Okay, yeah. So displacement happens, and then that's my minor action. I'm gonna use my action. I'm gonna start by attacking.
So it's 10 feet off the ground.
Oh, okay.
And she just turned back gravity on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's 10 feet off. No, that's fine. It's 10 feet off the ground.
Yep. So you might be able to make a strength check and leap up and hit it.
Okay. Let me try. I'll move. I
Yep.
can't. I can't move. I use my minor.
Charge.
Yes, I will use my action to charge.
Yeah, so first I would say make me a strength athletics test.
Okay.
Or jumping, strength jumping.
Oh, real good. 17.
17. So this thing, the gravity turns off and thunk, 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 the heavy magnetic plates on the bottom of your vac suit, but you leap up with your strong athleticism.
7. 3, 4, 5, 6. 13 to hit.
13, that misses.
Okay. Yep. I'm not going to spend anything.
Got it.
13. Misses. That's my turn.
And just to make sure, so the displacement is minor? Right. Okay. And can you read me the effects of that really quick?
I gain a +2 to my defense against melee, a +5 versus range, and whenever they miss at the start of their next turn, they can make a perception test.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
So you swing, and as the lightsaber approaches it, you can see it hug the ceiling as the beam passes right below it.
Okay.
The plasma sword. Next up in initiative with another 10 is a Cassie.
So life support isn't on yet, right?
Life support is not on yet.
I'm trying to put on life support.
Okay, make me a. You run over to another console here in engineering and start hitting the buttons on the display. It's a technology test, intelligence technology.
Okay. 13.
13.
No, wait. I can't math. That's definitely not 13. That's 8, 9, 10.
10? 10's actually still enough. So you start. This isn't particularly challenging. It's a slightly above average test.
Okay.
So you start to flip on, and you can see like the little pieces of like string confetti on some of the air vents start to flow. You know, it'll take a few minutes for oxygen to fully permeate the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
But
if we get hit,
oh yeah.
we're not
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, you're not just gonna immediately start to asphyxiate. That's smart.
And then I'm gonna run.
This
And then I'm
was
gonna use
gravity
any movement
plus.
that I've got to get over to the fight.
I would say it took a major action, so you can move your speed.
Okay.
So you were right here. So I'm gonna. You're not on
I
the
have a
map.
speed of 12, so wherever that puts me.
Right.
Is your Twitch?
So,
Or
1, 2,
is your
3,
Twitch
4, 5,
working?
6, 7.
Or is it just me?
Mine's up fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just me.
Perfect. Alrighty. But still up here in the engine room at a 9 in initiative. Tack. This thing is on the ceiling.
Okay, just to clarify the layout. So this lighter color, like stuff here, is this like down, or like the black walls? Is it? Like
no,
a
it's just
solid
different
wall?
rooms. These are like side
Okay,
rooms
so
with open
he's basically
doors.
in a hallway, and there's no way to actually get to him.
You can just walk where Drake is.
I can't occupy Drake's space.
You can move through Drake's space. He's
But
up
then
on
I
the ceiling.
can't. Oh, okay,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can
Well,
go
then I'll
along.
move to the other side of him.
Flank, yeah.
Yeah, and then I will jump to hit.
Yep, strength test.
How tall are you, though?
Pretty damn tall.
Yeah.
It's not going to be very hard for you to make.
Well, he's a high strength, so
Yeah.
I made it.
12.
12. With your height, yeah, you're good. Like, literally, it's just like reaching up.
Yeah, it's like,
The
huh?
hammer- Yeah.
Drake is a little bit more Air Jordan.
I stunted
Yeah,
on that check
yeah.
too, by the way.
Okay, what do you want to do with the
4
stunt?
stunt points.
Yeah.
Because Casey.
Force
or
Drake
Casey's
to do
not.
something.
Am I within sight yet?
No.
Okay.
You're
I'll
hustling
seize
it.
the initiative.
Nice.
The 4 stunt points.
Yeah! Nice.
Oh,
You're
there it
back up
is,
to the
there it
That's
top.
what I was hoping for. That's
There we
fine.
go. That's another stunt too for another 4 stunt points.
Nice.
So 10, 14, 20.
20? 20 hits.
Perfect. It will take 12 points of damage, and then where is it? I only have 4, do I? Where's my other sheet? Sorry, there's a lot of stunts.
There
Yep.
sure are.
That's what favors.
Where's my melee stunts at 4? I do. I have them highlighted. I just can't find my sheet because there's 60
There they
sheets. Armor crush.
That's hot.
So 3 points of the damage
Nice.
is a penalty to their worn armor based on the heading it.
So, let me see. Armor Crush. Can you show me? Can you just hand that to me really quick? It's not on my core sheet.
Crush that
You
armor.
have 3 points of damage, so you reduce the damage, and instead it's a penalty to their armor.
Yeah.
This lasts 1d6 rounds. Alright, can you roll me a d6?
It lasts 1 round.
Okay, well,
Hey.
But still.
still until the end.
Probably have
Until the end of the next turn, their defense is reduced by 3.
Yeah.
Unless that's their arm. Oh, their
armor.
armor.
Their
Their
armor.
hardness is yeah.
Yeah.
Toughness. So okay, good.
Yeah.
Does that make it easier to hit then?
No,
No,
it makes
easier
it
to
Okay,
so
just
they.
easier to damage.
Yeah. They resist less of the damage.
Right.
Got it. So you converted 3 of the damage, but now their toughness is reduced. So you see a large dent put into the side of this thing as you hit it, and you can actually start to hear it as the air begins to fill the cabin. All right. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Back up to the top of the initiative. Tack.
Yep, there it
This
is.
the initiative.
So good.
All right, I will jump and smack it again. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 again.
12. That makes it.
All right, and then attack.
Is there a non-prone?
And that's another stunt for 5 stunt points.
Yes,
I think there is.
there is.
That's another stunt you said?
13, 19.
19 hits.
Yep, and so I have 5 stunt points to spend. So I will do double team with Drake if possible. Can you hit him? Can you jump
He's
and
10
hit
feet
him?
up.
Yeah.
Jump.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
let you.
Okay.
Like, you guys are both just like, it's like some kind of.
Do I have to
demented-
roll for jumping?
Yes, please.
Okay, I handily make it with a 17.
Good.
And then the attack is low. I'm saying literally identical to the last turn. So
Oh, buddy.
12.
It's trying to dodge you.
And then lightning attack for my other
Oh,
3.
13 attack. All right. So you're going to swing twice as you're in the air. I'm not gonna
Okay, you're not going to make me jump again.
Yeah, that's kind of. That would be stupid.
Alright, I stunted again. That is 12,
You guys have raked up a shit ton of churn today.
Oh no.
You didn't roll. You rolled well on the first turn pool test, but you're quickly approaching the next one.
Oh god.
Oh.
Nature.
30.
No, 20.
20.
Right? Yeah, 20.
We just see a star go super
We
over.
skip it. We skip 20. We
17.
go straight to 30.
What?
We
17
Damage?
to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits. I was going to say
Sorry.
damage.
Well, I mean, I did 15.
11 points of damage.
11 points damage? Yeah.
And that its armor is reduced by 3.
Yep.
Dong! You can see it hits it again.
I shouldn't smoke so
and-
much.
Does and you're putting some dents in its outer hardened casing.
You call them
Um,
death sticks for a
Tack,
reason.
that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Dikiri with a 17.
I'm assuming the wall breaks my line of sight.
It
currently?
does.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here. Yeah, I have a 7 for movement.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shot with the rifle. You know what? I'm gonna spend it
Go for it.
because I rolled a
Oh,
6 on the stunt die.
Big Daddy.
Oh,
Ooh.
Spending 6 fortune.
Yeah. 12, 13, 14 plus 6, 20.
That hits.
nice.
All right, so I think I get lethal blow for 1 less, right?
You do.
All right, so I'm gonna use lethal blow on this one.
You do an extra 2d6 damage.
Yeah. Get it.
All right, I'll take that. So 15 plus 7, 22 plus 4, 26.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
like, describe, like, you're not killing it. Like, this isn't, like, but would you, like, tuck and roll and, like, you know, or is that how you do it? Like,
Gravity's back on, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm kind of sliding, and as I'm sliding, I'm aiming up and
Yeah.
shooting.
So you see, the
Lesbians
Kitty,
always slide.
and you see enough, like she
Me sliding over the table.
with marksman's
Yep.
with marksman's precision, hits it with so many of these these crystalline shards that there is a massive explosion that litters you guys with like shrapnel. It's not enough to hurt, but it stings, and you can like feel
No.
it scraping on your armor. Yeah. Oh, it stings you.
Yeah.
And you do an amazing 26 points.
Yeah.
26 points of damage, or is it 24?
I thought it was 24.
24. Okay. The thing is still up. You can see a pretty large dent, like with a small, somewhat of a hole in its side.
No, I'm sorry. It was 26.
I was gonna say. I thought you
Yeah,
said
I
26.
re-added it. It was 26. A lot of 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. This thing is incredibly hardy.
So I still have a double team, which I pass attack.
Yes. Do you have to jump?
You do.
One of these days
This
I'm
thing
gonna
is
fail
like-
this, baby.
I'm sorry, it's on the ceiling, and like, you know, I'm just trying to imagine.
12.
That's no, yeah.
Okay.
But does Tack have to jump really?
He might
Just
not.
stretch.
Oh, the arms. Yeah, the
Yeah.
worms. Yeah, we'll see.
He has like, he's like 12 feet reach.
It's
15 to
wild,
hit.
yes.
15 to hit.
I definitely
That
have to
hits.
jump.
All right.
Tack, not so much.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't do this before. It will take 10 points of damage, and I'm gonna move it 2 meters down.
Thank you.
There you go.
I was
Sorry.
waiting for it,
I
but I'm
forgot.
like, just gotta, you know, I maybe should have said so. 10 points of damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had so to Kiri get at it, it's got to be at him.
Does moving it down move it all the
No
way
one's
down
buying
to
what
the
you're
floor?
selling.
Actually,
Correct.
this is perfect. So you knock it free. Its turn is next. It's using its slam attack as it falls towards you. It was going to do it anyway.
Mid choice.
No, this,
Chose wrong.
It literally, it's cinematic.
yeah, it's cinematic. All right, and this is its best
So
one.
again, I'm
It's
punished.
stunts.
Correct.
But does it hit?
You chose well, but you're punished anyway.
Does 16 hit your
That's right.
defense?
Yes.
Okay. So you take. And it is not 6, 9. It does 10 points of damage to you.
Okay.
And it's going to use its favorite stunt, heavy pin. This thing is incredibly heavy, and it lands directly on you.
Okay.
You are
Eat
not
it.
you are
It's
knocked
metal.
prone as it lands on you, and you are now pinned to the ground. So
Okay.
basically, you're pinned underneath.
So I take 3 points of damage,
Correct.
and I'm pinned.
So this like incredibly heavy thump, and you see it land directly onto Tack.
Okay, but is this what he would eat? What they would eat?
Like they could just like
Hungry.
Can you start consuming this thing?
Uh-oh, I erased some name.
Will that
when it's
bring-
dead.
Will that lower its armor
That
rating?
was its turn. So it now has you stunned. And how many stunt points? Yeah, that was all it had the stunt points for with its favorite stunt. All right, that is Dog's turn. Droogle, it is your turn.
Okay, is there anything else to make this ship running anymore? Or do we have all the systems back online?
There are like auxiliary systems, like you could raise the external shields on the ship. You could, yeah, most of the regular systems are back up online.
Okay, so everything else is just kind of, extra. Okay, then I'm gonna just use my 33 feet of running and movement to get into this room here.
Okay, 33 meters, so that would be 32 divided by 2 is 18 squares.
Yes. I already did the little thing
Okay.
with Bob,
Sure.
so that'll get me there.
Nice. So just.
Yes.
All right. Droogle's turn spent charging the main room at a 10. Drake.
Oh, and pulling out a weapon.
Sure,
I
which
will
one?
be pulling out my rifle this time.
Sure. Well, that's an action, so you couldn't move all that distance and pull
Oh,
it out
got it.
as you
Never
move.
mind. Then, yep.
So you can move less distance, or you can pull it on your next turn.
The next turn.
All right.
So what is pin? What does that mean?
So pin means that it's like the normal pin stunt, which I believe that means you just can't move. But let me find it.
Do you want me to run in first?
Yes.
That's what I was wondering. Like, yeah. Right.
Let me find it. 1 second. So knock prone, you're prone. Where's pin? Is it maybe it's probably under melee
How much
or
will
grappling?
it take me to get into line of
Pin.
sight of Drake?
You and your target make opposed fighting grappling rolls, but I think it succeeded because of the.
Right,
the
this
thing.
time did it.
If you win, they can't do anything other than a free action on their next turn. But he can make a strength might check to try to throw it off. It says specifically here.
Gotcha.
You and the target both take a -4 to defense until the beginning of your next turn.
Oh, so it has
Wow.
-4 defense. Interesting.
So it just kind of boom.
So
just landed on
seeing this kind of happen, I take like a very low stance and I look behind me and I wait for Cassie to rush in.
Yep.
you.
So
Okay.
I'm letting her go first.
So, how much more movement does it take me to get in?
What is your speed?
12.
1 second.
You're 19 squares away, really. from line of sight.
Did you move me last turn?
I did.
Okay.
I moved you your...
You're
My
single.
full 12 before?
I just moved you 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you had done other things.
Right, that's
So if you
fine.
moved 12, you would get here.
I can't see what it is.
You would not even... You would get to like the center of the room where you first came in.
Alright, I'll use my action to run.
Okay. So then you would get past where Droogle is. You would get... let me draw that out. This for here. Yeah, you would get into the room.
It'd be all up in there.
Yeah.
So kind of just generally here or there.
Yeah, 36. So you could get here, or even further in the room, but I'm putting you where you have line of sight to it.
Okay. Yep. I just
But-
need...
She comes in like your vac boots like skidding on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Sliding.
I slide.
Yep. And engage the magnets. Yeah, you're sliding.
Sliding it on my knees.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my action to do a stunt attack.
There you
Yeah. This stunt attack.
I stunted.
Good.
Yes!
15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so the
Well, that's
stun-
-4, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah, damn, yeah. So that's 2 from the stun attack, 4, so including you, 4. So I have 6 stunt points now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like
Tell me
to
about them 6 stunt
fucking
points.
tell this thing to piss off is what I'd like it to do. I'm going to use double team first.
Okay.
Attack. So I want
So-
you to.
I can still attack them?
You can because they only said on their turn. That's why I asked.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, on your turn. So I would say, well, you can only do it, so you can try to throw it off. So make me a strength might test.
Okay. I thought it was because it's off turn. It would. This
Or it's
is
like
my
the one
intent.
time I roll
Why?
low on
But
strength
it's
of might.
opposed. Or it's
There's
not.
just a DC here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 9, 10, 11.
You go to like push this thing off, and it's like its feet magnetically grip to the floor and start to try to crush you.
Got it.
Double team.
To do it again?
Yep.
All right, go for it again.
That's much better.
Good, good.
I rolled like a 3, a 2, and a 1 last.
Of course.
5, 6, 11.
Let's get some different combat music.
Too bad you're wearing armor. You could just put your wings
16.
around it.
Oh God, how much?
16.
16. So and you're extremely strong, and the deck plating dents below your hands as you push this thing off, and it like flips onto its side.
Yikes.
Its legs are kind of like
Oh,
skittering
no.
like a spider, but you're in this narrow hallway, so it's like almost nowhere to go. You're free.
I have two stunt points left.
Yeah.
I'm going to use momentum plus, so I can spend 1 to 3. I get a +3 in initiative per spent. I'm going to spend 2. That's +6 to my initiative.
Excellent.
Damn.
What's the bonus to your initiative?
+6, so I go to a 16.
This is not combat music. I thought it was.
Give it a minute.
Oh, that was a good.
Oh no, never mind, not this track.
That was my action. With my minor action, I'll just do the little. I will actually use. I don't need to do that, so I will just ready
Excellent. That is.
or aim rather. That's my turn.
Yeah, that is Drick's turn. That was a pretty eventful turn.
Yeah.
You've moved up to a 16. Next up, so Cassie's already gone. Add to the end. Back up to the top. Tax.
Alright, so it no longer has the -3. Because that was run round with it.
Good.
And then I will use my minor to move and stand up. And then I will use my regular action to smack it with my hammer.
Is
was
it
so
prone from being thrown off?
Oh, no, it's just thematic.
Yeah. No one? No, because never mind. That's my stop dice. Dang it. Never mind. It's fine. 11, 12, 13,
You were thinking about forcing it?
14. Yeah, but it's my stop dice. I would have to force.
Cowards.
So
None of you have even had a heal yet.
It's double.
You cowards.
I spent.
20.
I spent 6.
Yeah.
20 to hit.
20 to hit. I'm saying you never had a heal. You hit. Yeah.
I rolled 2 1s on my damage.
Oh.
So that's 6.
Sucks to suck. So your hammer bounces off the thing, like it reverberates and it hits the
Yeah.
wall behind it. You feel a little rattled. You've done no appreciable damage to the thing. That is Tack's turn.
That is my turn.
Dikiri.
I love this game.
Yeah, it's
Have a
real
shot
good.
at it?
It's real good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a target-rich environment. Make your attack. You're firing like into the fray. It's gonna be a little
Is
harder.
there a
but
risk to
you
hit
can
anyone?
Yeah, how does firing into melee work?
You take a penalty. You take a -2. I'm just letting you know that the churn is pretty high. There could be a risk.
Do it.
Oh boy.
Do what must be done.
Oh, no.
Usually no blow on tap.
26 points of damage.
But the drama, Sean.
14.
Wow.
14 hits.
My titty. My titty's being pretty big to be too.
Alright. 14 points of damage.
14 points of
That's when
damage.
you would hair flip.
Just watch the playback, Liz, you doing that.
Yep.
Glorious. All right. So the several of the pink needler rounds are kind of ricocheting off of it. None of them making purchase like that massive super combine that you had before, but you're plinking holes into it or dents into it. That is your turn.
That is.
All right. 16 after you upped your initiative, Drake.
Oh, hey, that's me. Fuck, I was ready for it and then was like, eat face.
we got distracted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Guess what?
The only time you've been distracted by titties.
Yeah, that's true. Stunt attack is what I am doing, and I stunted with 6 stunt points. That's 8 stunt points.
Did you remember?
Boom!
Everybody.
Good lord. All right. Well,
Eat that, Malcolm Shepard. Just kidding. Love you. You're a great piano.
But isn't this your stunt die?
Yeah, 8. 6,
Oh, okay, I
2
thought you
from the
said
stunt
6
attack.
stunt die.
Yeah,
I was
8.
stunt points.
A million to hit. 22 to hit.
hits.
Amazing. This is so
Use
good.
2 stunt points to do to Kiri. And then I'm gonna do 2 stunt points to do tack. So you girl and boy, person, worm colony, lady and worm colony, make
Space
your
worms.
attacks. That gets me to 4. What shall I do with my other 4 stunt points? Gosh.
I'm
I
ready.
know.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you do it.
No, you do.
What
You
want?
go for
okay,
it.
okay. I'm gonna shoot it!
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go. So we're gonna just go in this order then, if that's
Yeah.
okay, since there's so many attacks.
18.
Thank you.
18, and well, let's go like in this order. Like,
Okay.
we're gonna,
Oh, no.
well,
that
you're ready
changed.
already.
It
So
was
18
5
that
in the
hits.
thing.
It was.
So what's your damage?
Wait, which one was the 5? This one was the 5. No, fuck.
The middle.
The middle
What
one
is
was
this
the 5. That's
12.
right. Okay, thank you.
Some kind of. Let's play this one then. There we go. This one's fun. Funky. What's the damage?
12.
12 points damage.
Oh my god, this is the greatest game on the planet. I love Age.
All right. So you
So
You.
when are we changing
15.
Ghost in the
15 hits.
No,
Cassie. And
15
Yep.
for me.
I'm not letting you
Excellent.
do this.
12.
12 points damage.
And 4 armor piercing for me.
All right.
Is that those 3 attacks? Or?
Those are those 3 attacks. So
With the other 2 stunt points, I'm going to spend them to go up the initiative by 6.
what is this? Is it
What's
3
my-
times the number? It's 2 for everyone you spend.
3 for each one I spend. I had 2
Oh my
left.
god!
I had 8
So-
stunt points, Charles. 2, 4, 6, 8.
That's
Who
right.
do we
Did you roll-
appreciate?
you roll-
Drake!
Did you roll a six?
D-R-A-K-E. What?
You rolled a 6 too?
Yeah.
So that's 3 churn points. Just
Yes,
give it-
correct.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Here we
Yellow.
go!
So yeah, so what is happening here is Drake is adopting, I forget what it's called, it's like Shicho or whatever, well, non-copyrighted Shicho. He's using the form of deception to lure the enemy into a position, and as my ally just like rain fire. I'm just like Palpatining the shit out of this dog.
That's right, that's right.
Good lord! This is so fun. This system. I can't wait for the major. The major.
I'm that extra in the back that's just swinging their blade, not doing anything.
All right, that was Drake's turn at a 16.
Yep. My
Dog.
initiative is now 22.
Dog at a 13's turn. let's take a look at Dog's stunts, because Dog is getting a little bit overwhelmed.
I heard stunt attack isn't very good.
Just, where's your tea? You should be drinking it.
So it is going to make an attack on. I'm going to say Drake, because Drake, you are trying to you're trying to
I'm
draw it
literally
out.
goading it. Into
So that
Hey, Miwa.
is 10,
Miwa.
11. Does a 21 hit your melee?
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh god. So it sees you, and like you see this like mechanical arm just reach out and like try to like slam you.
You found the real one.
Oh no!
I'm just an extra.
You take 9 points of damage as it like reaches out and basically slams you against the wall with its arm. It is going to spend some fortune to force a stunt, and it is going to use lightning attack, and it is going to attack Tack at the same time. So you can see like the gun on its back rotates and starts to fire at Tack. 5, 10, 12, 15 hit your defense?
Yes.
That is. It uses the.
FYI, I can't get to you.
I'm
'Cause
fine.
that thing's in between us.
I'm fine.
Okay, and you've got your own healing things.
the space between.
That's right. Space.
13 points of damage.
Okay,
No,
minus
that's the wrong song.
7
That's what-
would be
Okay.
6.
So you see one hand. You see one hand slams Drake, an arm slams Drake as the machine gun turns around and with almost perfect precision starts to autonomous fire onto Tack as it is kind of going into some kind of overdrive. You can see like the ring on its head, like this red like ring focuses on whatever it's attacking as it centers in on both of you. That was Dog's turn. Drugel with 13. You are on.
Okay. So, do I stupidly use my rifle to fire into this thing?
Yeah, of course. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
why
you?
not?
Nothing.
What could
here.
happen?
Compliment us more. Yes.
Then
Yeah, you can get like right up in there.
Oh,
I moved you.
moved
Sorry,
me.
I moved
Okay.
you. I got excited.
That's okay.
I forget who can move themselves.
You're now in melee.
Yeah. You're now in melee. You drop your weapon because I'm dictating what you do now.
Nice.
So I can move where I can see everyone, and I will take out my rifle and shoot it.
Yes.
The space between.
Oh, that's not terrible. 15.
15. That hits.
Okay, so it's 3d6 plus 2. Oh, I forgot to check if I stunted. Oh well, too late. Oh, that was a nice roll though. 14 points of ballistic rifle damage.
Excellent. So you can see like several punctures have started to like appear in this thing's outer carapace.
Beats are good in this ship though.
Yeah.
They sure are.
It's
Um,
bumping.
as you are like basically strafing and like you're basically like Drake is like two of them are there and they're spinning around and you're like firing in between where he is. You can see Tack. Like it is a clusterfuck in this hole.
We're dogpiling it.
Yes.
There it is.
That's
Yes.
gonna move the turn to a 20. All right, Drugel, Cassie with a 10.
Oh, how badly is Drake hurt?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
I have 13 out of 26. What do you want from me?
That's half, buddy. I'm gonna heal you.
Did I do math right? I'm 17 out of 26. I can't do math. I'm gay. I can't do math.
There it is. There it is.
Those don't have anything to do with each
19.
other.
I can't do math 3 times. I'm 19 out of 26.
You did, what, 9 points damage in your toughness?
Yeah.
So you're okay.
Yep.
All right. Then I'm gonna attack it.
Even though it could bring me into it.
That's a good point.
Just attack
Just-
it. Do what you
attack
want to
it.
do.
Yeah.
Do it.
attack it.
Drake is like, I'm fine. It's like raising me.
Cassie's like, no, you're not.
How
I'm
does
gonna
it
heal
feel,
you.
Drake?
All right, hang on. Ooh, that's
You.
quite good. I am healing you. It's fine. I'm healing you.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm
It's
charging
Don't worry
you for
about it.
later.
It's fine.
You know that
all
time
right.
on the ship where I healed you?
I succeed handily, and I will spend. Yeah, I'll spend 3 points to. Yeah. That's what I'll do. You heal 11.
Alright, back up to full.
There you go.
So do we have those stim packs that you talked about, or did you never give them to us?
You don't need to have them here. They were in that med kit that
That we didn't pick up because we shot things instead?
you guys can have them if you need them. You have them. You don't need them. I thought this was going to be more of a challenge.
What?
Of course.
What
Should
are
be
you
2
serving
dogs.
these for?
14 dogs. Drake with a 22 in initiative.
That's me!
You look adorable.
Churn the waters.
You're mad.
I'm going
With my
Oh,
minor
boy.
action though, I'm gonna aim.
All right.
So I'm ready to get a +1. 7. I'm a stunt attack. I stunted!
With a +1.
Yep. But I didn't roll very high.
You have to hit also, yeah, right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it. But 13? Yeah. I think
You
it
can
has.
spend fortune to raise it.
It's the dice are really low. It's a 1/1/2, so.
But I mean, you can spend fortune to raise your total, right?
And I have +1.
Yeah, die. Yeah.
You
No,
can change
no.
one dice. You can
Oh,
change
you
the
can
dice
change
too.
the die, okay.
No, it's not worth it. I can literally increase it by 1. Nope. So I just missed my action, unfortunately. My luck ran out. With my minor action, it doesn't have any grapple pinned or anything like that, right?
Nope.
It's just
No, it
choking.
just slammed you.
Yeah. I use my minor action to fucking ready again. Like, aim it, rather. That's my turn.
All right.
Oh.
Next up in the initiative, tack.
So technically, because I seized an initiative, I'm always at the top, unless somebody else.
Unless he, yeah, but he sees. Oh no.
No, he didn't.
You're
He's
right.
just been increasing it.
Yeah.
That's the way
It doesn't
works.
matter.
Yeah, sure. Then
I
you're
just
the top.
curious. It doesn't matter.
Move to the top of the initial, or until somebody else does. Yeah, so you would have gone first. Sorry, I just moved.
It
You
doesn't.
can tell-
It honestly doesn't matter which one of us go
Frog.
first. I just thought that was curious.
That's funny. I didn't
'Cause
realize
I'm like,
that you were like.
'cause I was thinking
ultimately
like,
at the top.
seize the initiative doesn't give me like a static plus.
Yeah, I just put you to the top of the list and
Yeah.
added 6 to Drake, and
6, 7, 10, 16 to hit.
that hits.
Oh, I stunted too for 2 points.
I just keep doing
With the
it.
+1 to me from me.
3 stun points.
There
then.
you go.
Yeah.
So first off, damage. 7, 10, 11.
11 hit. Oh, that's the damage. Yeah. Yep. So this, you can tell this attack doesn't do a whole lot to it.
Yeah.
Need that armor piercing. Crush that arm.
I'm 1 point away from armor crush. Makes me sad.
You could spend your stone points to heal yourself.
Ye old
Gain
adrenaline
fortune.
rush.
Yeah, probably. So I'll just adrenaline rush for the 3.
There you go.
Yep. So gain 3 back. That is my turn.
Alrighty. Let's see. Dekiri with a 17.
All right.
That's a lot of fun.
It is.
What is your
awesome.
total initiative right now?
22. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Like, I should have been 57. Tax those first.
17.
17. That hits. Always going first.
So good.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Yeah.
12 plus 4, 16, 20 points of damage.
20 points. Woo, doggy.
Did you stun
Doggy.
it?
I said that on
Yeah,
purpose.
we
Doggy.
got it.
So you said
Did
20?
you stun it?
No. It's probably a good thing right now. I
Yeah,
think.
probably.
This thing is looking
Coward.
rather
Stunting
damaged.
you, right? Yeah.
You can see
Force a
the,
stunt, you coward!
you can see the sensor dome
Crank
on the
that
top of this
trigger.
thing is starting to crack, and sparks like the eyes like searching around frantically as it's seeming to be having trouble seeing now. That is your turn. It is Dog's turn. Dog is going to. I'm looking at something real quick. You stunted a second ago, didn't you? How many stunt points did you stunt?
2. Or well, 3.
3.
Was that enough?
So no churn, buddy. Watch yourself.
That's right.
We've given you more than you
What is
deserve.
that evil laugh that is just going to encourage him to be more
I'm
shit?
you're just so close.
I know.
30.
We're very close. It's not good.
All right, it is going to try to do what it did before. So it is going to try to shoot you, Tech.
Ooh.
That is a. Let's see one thing. I need to figure something out. That's not. Does a 15 hit your defense?
Yes.
13 points of damage.
All right.
So it continues to try to shoot you, and then it is going to. It's moving up here towards this control console.
Who has Sentinel?
It provokes.
So,
What control console? Where?
It's going to use its magnetic feet, and it's going to go, and it's like walking along here, and it's going to get up to there. It's like moving towards this control console up here.
That's a med bay or no? That's a.
Like
It's-
flight control.
Is the control console an ally?
No. All right, that is its turn. Drubal with a 13.
Alright, I
Kill
think
it.
I am still within range that I can shoot it, so I'm
Yep.
gonna shoot it with my rifle.
Did you see, like,
Oh, I see.
it seems to be moving with a purpose towards this comms panel.
Don't like that.
Don't like it at all.
It's signaling the mothership.
That's real bad.
Alrighty, we're gonna do it. We're gonna take my dice and force a stunt so that I get my points.
With an extra one from me?
Yep,
What's how many stunt points?
6.
Oh
Do it.
no!
Yep.
Oh no! Here we
That
go!
half of the ship just.
Here we go.
So that's a 22 to hit.
Oh boy.
22 to hit.
Mhm.
That hits.
So that gives me
Oh,
7 stunt points. So
Wow.
for 4, I'm going to call a shot, and I'm going
Yeah.
to take out its eye.
Okay. Well, I think called
It's just
shot.
penetration.
It ignores its toughness.
Yep.
Oh,
So, yep. I
But
want
calling
to
its
take.
eye is against
Yeah, I want to
schematic.
take out its eye, and then if it goes through the eye into the body, I'm okay with that. Yes! 2 6s and a 2 plus 1 more 2. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points of damage. And then I've still got 3 stunt points.
So with a called shot, you see this thing come up, and as it's approaching this comms panel, its arm goes, and this long data spike erupts from like what essentially is its wrist, and it rears it back, and you line up the shot and put a single bullet through its red sensor. It falls, and with the dice to cause a major effect, it falls and lands into the comms panel and causes it explodes essentially.
Forced to stunt.
And you can see like this transparent steel dome in front of it just bursts, and you feel like a gush of wind by all of you as it is yeeted
That's
into
not wind.
space. It's the air from the ship, but you guys are all wearing
All
your
of us.
suits.
Wait,
So,
but there wasn't enough air on this ship, was there?
I mean, no one's getting sucked out. It's
Yeah.
just a
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
it's just-
fine.
yeah.
We're
You guys
back
can
in
just
vacuum
feel
now,
what was there.
basically.
You're back in vacuum as you see the splaying form of this thing go out into space.
The thing was like 7,000 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And it rolled a major effect right as it did it. And you have defeated the robot dog.
Oh my
Okay. I'm gonna change this music.
Wow.
Quick.
Oh no. Well, I'm so glad that we got the life support up and running, Drupal.
I say, I hate it here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Christ almighty.
That was so fun.
Well, choices have been made.
Turn. Now the turn resets, right?
I can't remember the resets. When the turn it builds.
No, it just used whatever points.
No,
I
I just
believe.
keep. Oh, it was just the effect when it
It used the
happened.
points,
yeah.
right, yeah.
So you guys have cleared the ship of all of the assault drones. Since it's 10:32.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah,
Exposition.
now.
Thank you.
You guys search the rest of the ship. You find that Troy is fine. She was just a little bit shaken, and you find out that she had been held up in that crew cabin for about 2 days. The ship, an automated distress beacon had gone out. It had gone automatically, but the drones had overridden it. As you search through the ship, you find in one of the cargo holds, one of the few rooms that you didn't search, there are several matte black crates from the Unified Authority. A few of the smaller ones are burst open, and there is a much larger one that was shattered open. You can find a guy that was crushed in the room. If you search that equipment, you find that there are several sets of Unified Authority medium combat armor, and some of their small weapons like pistols and plasma rifles.
Question about the armor in this game. How does can anyone equip it? It just adjust your numbers, or
Yeah, I don't think there's no proficiencies to wear.
cool. I might wear some.
Yep. I love it because Ben Kenobi out there with a one. So you guys have a choice. Troy, well, normally this would be salvaged. Troy's still alive, and unless you guys do something about that.
Wow.
That was a way to phrase it.
Wow.
Oh, we do.
I would use the stunt attack.
Yeah.
So
Stunt attack.
we literally just saved her life. We could just steal this from her. Like, if we're gonna
Payment.
do something about it.
Right.
Oh my
But
god.
you saved her life, and the ship technically belongs to her. But that she will
unless we gift her a very nice escape pod.
Is she UA?
No,
She's a pirate. Or
she's a smuggler.
smuggler, yeah.
So she's here. The Sylvan was supposed to meet them, and the creatures got loose, and the Sylvan will be here whenever soon.
So what? We promote her to space venture and send her on her way, or
I mean,
what do we do?
do we ask nicely for the UA stuff?
And then leave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Or
like a couple.
make sure she has enough equipment that she can put on a spacesuit and not die in the hole that we stuck in her ship.
Yeah. Thank you, Meanwhile, for the 500 bits.
Thank you,
Oh.
My
Meanwhile.
vote is something like that. We say, hey, we're taking a few pieces. That's our payment. See you later, nerd.
There's enough crates there that you all could take the gear that I described and leave enough that she's not left destitute.
Okay.
That's good.
She thanks you for saving her life and gives you her contact information if you guys ever find yourself in the sector.
Oh,
Again.
yeah. I get to make a contact from her. Of her.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
could
you need
literally
me to
use
make the roll to
contact.
see how good of a contact
we,
she is?
We can do that offline if you want, or if you want to do it right now, you can.
We can do it right now.
Yeah.
Turn the waters.
Roll.
Stop it.
Force the stunt.
I'm going to.
She gets yeeted into the void. You succeed, however.
I did stunt. So
How many stunt points?
6.
Perfect. So you're going to make her. You've made her a very good contact. She is considered to be very friendly
Good.
with you. Like she would go out of her way to help you and would be very willing.
Cool.
So,
All right.
Nice.
What's her name?
Her name is Troy. Troi. Let me make sure I get her last name right.
Put her under weapons.
Troy Bolan. Bolan.
Troy. Where is a?
Frenemies column.
They
So-
sure need a spot on the character.
You guys are able
It's
to.
relationships.
Yeah.
Right
You're-
here in the middle, it's a big box.
From
Oh.
Your reputation.
You guys are
Okay.
able to. I will say
I saw like my languages under here. Okay, so
Sorry.
that's okay.
say
You
your
guys
name
are
one more time. I'm so sorry.
Troy. Troi. Bolan. You are able to.
Saved her pirate ass.
You guys are able to arrest the spin of the ship and quickly ferry the equipment that you guys have so graciously earned back to the Nuria. Really quickly, do you know where you guys would like to go? Would you like to head back to the Beta Quadrant? This is just determining the direction for the next.
Well, we're
Trap
heading-
for the
Oh.
Sylvan.
I mean, we were heading back to
I'm
the
kidding.
Reltech Nor.
You guys can.
Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Where
Right,
else
yeah,
are we gonna
and
go?
then we
Right.
we offshot to this.
Yeah.
Because Reltech Nor had the secret base on the other side of the planet, didn't it? Or was that the like?
That's another thing. You were in a
Reltic
space
Nor is
station.
like where we all met, basically.
Yeah.
Got it.
As you guys settle back into the ship and Dakiri kind of like slides into the pilot seat.
Sure does.
Cat
I
Bat-
slide into the
Yeah,
co-pilot seat next to her.
Lesbians always slide.
That's how this works.
Cat Bap comes in and sits like in the little pirate, the captain's chair, and he says, "Dakiri, engage!"
No, it's my line.
As you guys.
I just look out and I go,
Just-
sure I'm tired of these cold suns.
And that is where we are going to call the session for the evening.
I'm Drake, I had the titular line.
You have the titular
That's
line.
right. That's right.
You
Guys?
didn't get to seduce anything.
Fantastic job, everyone.
You need
We
to spend
are
time on
going
space,
to
Michael.
really quickly draw the winner of the
Yeah.
giveaway.
So,
Then
It's
we
gonna
will
be
go
Mr.
around
Puddins
and
again.
do our favorite scenes and whatnot. So, what do I need to type into the chat to make it go?
So because we're also drawing
Oh.
out the supply or subscriber list, we'll pull it separately.
Do you
So
want
give
to?
me 1 second. Let me
Yeah.
close it, and then let me select names
We
and
want
copy
to give
them.
everybody one last chance to enter.
Too
I,
late.
Oh,
I
it's
just
closed,
closed
okay.
it.
too late.
Sorry, it's a little
They had
10:30.
48 hours. Or
I
like
mean,
a
that's
week or
true.
Yeah.
something.
About a week, yeah.
It's been open a bit of time.
24 hours?
Okay,
They had a
so
fucking
it's
eternity.
out of 34. So figure out how to roll a random number.
Yeah, just go to random number generator and roll out of
34 entries. That's hot.
Yeah, nice.
There might be some duplicates on there and some other subscriber stuff.
Okay, you want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'm going on to Google's, go to random number generator, minimum 1, maximum 34, generate 21.
My paper's
21
just like exploded. But
is critical bard.
All right.
Nice!
Look at
Critical
that.
Bard.
Cool.
Cool. Well, we will get in contact with them and get them their copy of the Expanse GM's kit and what else was it? Oh, and the Enemies and Allies book. I'm a little frazzled
Yeah.
after all the combat.
It's
So-
a good package.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you
Nice.
to our friends over at Green Ronin for the gear. All right, let's really quickly go back around the table. Let's say where we can find ourselves, and if you have a favorite moment, let's share that. And yeah, let's start with Liz.
I'm Liz. You can find me at No One You Know Backwards. Down here. Just kidding. And favorite moments besides exploding things. Because even though I didn't intend to explode anything, here we are. So exploding things and probably just all the sliding. Like just the theatrics, the
Yeah.
shenanigans.
That's cool.
It was fun.
Nice. Thank you. Sean.
I think I'll split the favorite moment. I think the sense of dread in the beginning was kind of nice. That was a nice moment in
Yeah.
thematic setting.
It's feeling like to go.
And then Drake with the 8 points there, where
That
we're
was
just
so
dog
good. That was so
piling
good.
on the
The robot
the
dog.
robot dog.
You
That
get
was-
an attack, and
that was
you
pretty
get an
awesome.
attack.
Nice. Cool. Rob.
So Rob at Permanence Area 4. Yeah, the last fight was amazing. The explosion out the back.
That's a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Just insane.
Nice.
It's pretty good. Let's see. I'm Alexis. You can find me at Vox Fanato. And let's see. Favorite moment. God, it was definitely with you get an attack. You get an attack. You get an attack. But since that's already been stated, I like how like right before that you looked at me. You're like, I'm gonna look for Cassie, and then I slide in on my knees, and then like that combo right there. That was so good. It was so good. I love the dynamic there.
Nice. Matthew.
Hi, folks. I am Matthew Foreman. I am at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I would say that my favorite moment, I enjoyed the dog. I enjoyed, this was a good time, but that, since everyone already called out my fucking awesome choice of 8 stunt points,
Yeah.
I will say that Drugel's last shot was choice. That was awesome.
It was very good.
So good.
It was very good.
And I just want to remind everyone that, Alexis attempts art in Big Boy Season are tomorrow on Friday. So
Yeah.
tune in back on this channel. Lots of content this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
tons of content.
Last but not least, I am Chase. You can find me on Twitter at Chase314S. I'm not super active there, but I also post memes to all of our socials every day. Dank memes. My favorite moment was I just love how, well, two parts. I love how just claustrophobic and harried the combat got in that hallway, which reminded me of the engine fight with pirates in the last game. And then I just love like the poetry of you guys hitting the 20 churn thing, and then it rolling a major effect with the thing that causes it. Like you couldn't.
The penetrating shot.
Yeah, just perfect.
Yep.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So
You took out its eye.
yeah,
I sure did.
We did. I sure
I'd
You
say
yeeted that
got
eye
it.
into space.
So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to catch what came before this thing, there's a playlist on YouTube of all the previously streamed Cold Suns games. We've got 9 episodes up already, so this will be number 10. Yes, and you can catch us on Friday with Matthew and Alexis.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So with that, let's see. Is there anyone to raid?
Yeah, Off the Table is in tabletop, and New to the Party is as well. You can pick one of them.
Okay.
Off the Table they're pretty great. Katie Fays, you know all of them.
So I just
It's off _ the table.
/ raid.
Yep. Off
Space.
_ the table.
Off _ the table.
They're doing a Monster Hearts thing. So
Oh, hey.
Go help them. Go say hi.
Yeah.
Summer and Katie and Levi.
It's going to be starting in 7, 6, 5, 4. Intro.
Bye, everyone.
1.